following game session contains scenes of intense horror, graphic violence, adult themes, and other content that may not be suitable for all audiences. Probably a lot of audiences. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Happy Tuesday, Internet. We are here, live, dropping things all over my keyboard.
Also not knowing what day it is.
Oh, it's not Tuesday, is it? Jeez, the Tuesday's our normal time we play, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost. Doesn't matter.
He's already dreaming about our stream tomorrow.
Yes, we do have a stream tomorrow. We got a stream Thursday. Playing some Fallout with Jordan. It's pretty exciting. But tonight, we are here to continue the Savage Horror Short that we began oh so long ago. It's become a monthly thing, I think. Using the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition system, we are using the Savage Tales of Horror, although for our next short, we're going to do something a little bit different. It's all about horror, though. Horror.
Horror.
I want to say hi to my players. I want to say hi to Tara. How are you doing, Tara? Ready for some horror?
I'm ready for some horror.
Yes.
Horror.
Nice. How was your Easter?
It was good. Nice and calm. Took a nap after dinner.
Excellent.
Everything you could ask for on a holiday.
That's awesome. Mike.
Yeah, man. How's it going?
You know, it's going. It's going really well, actually.
Love to hear it.
How was Easter? What are you up to?
Easter's fantastic. It was also my wife's birthday, so we get to celebrate twice as hard, which is fantastic.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a good time.
Damn it, Steve.
Hi.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
You ready to do a scary thing?
God, I think so. No, I'm really not. I'm having flashbacks to Cult now, so this is great.
Oh, good.
Also, I'm definitely a responsible boy, but where on here can I see my character sheet again?
If you go to the journal, which is a thing that looks kind of like a book, not the stack of books, but the one book.
Oh.
Your character should be listed there. And then if you click the little pop-out thing, it'll pop it right out in its own window, so you can...
Oh, that's way easier. Okay.
Yeah. Using Roll20, ladies and gentlemen.
My character Alex is doing fine.
Latency brought to you by Roll20. Last but not least, the lovely, the talented Jordan. What are you doing?
Me and me. You know.
I do.
That's what I'm doing.
I've got a clue.
Trying to survive out here in these streets. Probably won't survive tonight, though. I'm feeling it.
I do think something's going to ramp up on you guys. I think so.
Been doing?
I'm that feeling.
It's going to be that rash, I think, that you got, Steve. That's going to be ramping up, probably.
Yeah.
We talked about that
Give it to the rest of
offline.
us.
That's fine.
I feel like we need a disclaimer about your eyeballs. You look like you've been in a really bad DV scenario, so...
He was in that My Chemical Romance music video earlier, Tara.
So for those who have, if you happen to just tune in, say right now, and catch the buffer, what had happened was, man, I'm like Dr. Pallbearer. I grew up with those hosts that you'd watch a shitty little horror movie and then come on and go, this is Dr. Pallbearer. So this is my interpretation of that. I have not been injured except my pinky finger, which is unrelated. It's makeup. It's Hollywood.
All right.
It just looks particularly realistic this week.
Excellent. Which it's funny. I spent less time on it this week than I had prior. Something to be said for that. I literally just bashed my face into the bathroom counter over and over again, and then came out of here.
I'm into it. That's fine.
You guys ready to play a game?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But if there is something you want to talk about, we can.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
I have some phone numbers for you.
It goes with my voice.
Right? Just let me know.
You're not a burden. It's right there. See that? Not a burden. Unless on stream I'm touching someone else. Yep, I am. Okay, never mind. That's not even there.
A way to put him to sleep. The band plays on as you gather there at the bar together now after those last moments. Sullivan, the bartender, dressed in his wonderful tuxedo vest with his just so tied bow tie, watches you very closely, but returns to polishing a martini glass. Hangs it in the overhead rack, always with an eye on you, though. It's a mixture maybe of suspicion and jealousy. Maybe it was a troubling message in Billy's note. Maybe it's the fact that you guys are just somehow more alive than anyone else here, pun fully intended. The frantic jazz continues, and each time you trouble to listen, it sounds like a slightly different song. Taylor, you've just joined from upstairs with your weird camera encounter. Billy, you just realized that the note that you had passed the bartender, thinking that it was the one with the date on it, right, had "help me" written on it. You've stuffed that in your pocket. Dylan, being protective and retrieving Alex from the dance floor, you've all gathered together now, this group of friends at the bar. The party continues on around you. First thing you notice, though, with no checks necessary, is you smell smoke. It's very faint, but you smell it. Let's start
You
with...
smelled it?
Yep, there you go. Go for it.
Do you smell that?
Yeah. I don't know if it's in my head because of what happened in the lobby or... No, I think that's smoke.
I'm looking at the bartender trying to see if they're making old fashions. You know, maybe they're getting fancy because I'm used. My friends drink these modern drinks with smoke infused.
Yeah, so he's not making a drink just now, but he notices you looking at him almost as if it's like an extra sensory thing, and he moves over in your direction, Taylor. Hey there, Toots. You look thirsty. What can I get you?
You making old fashions back there? What's going on?
I can make anything you want. You want an old fashioned? You don't look like the type, but we can make it happen.
You know what? I think I need one.
Coming right up for you. Coming right up. Drink 'em while you got 'em. I mean, the party's heating up. He laughs. You look at him, Taylor. Give me a notice check.
Did he have an inflection in his voice when he said the party was heating up?
A little bit.
Okay. Okay, and you said give you which check? I'm sorry, Jason.
Notice.
Okay.
New fashions. Ooh. And you know the other thing that's super crazy? He's got these really sort of pretty deep green eyes, but there's a flicker of fire reflecting in them. When you glance over your shoulder, assuming it's reflecting from a chandelier or something, and there's nothing that correlates. He must be another NPC. By the way, you were on about that, if you recall.
Yeah. That weirds me out for sure.
He begins to whip up an old fashioned, though. Does it just right.
Who else is at the bar with me right now? Is it Dylan?
All of you. I'm assuming all of you are back together.
Everybody's
Yeah, we're
right
all-
at the bar.
Yeah, remember I was sitting there and then you came over and then Dylan had grabbed Alex and brought him or her over as well.
Okay.
Spun her in.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that
gonna-
was finessed. I'm back.
I'm gonna turn to Dylan and say, "Did you catch that flicker in his eyes? Am I dreaming? Am I high? Am I still high?"
They're all sort of staring at you.
Little left.
Here you go,
Definitely
sweetheart.
so
He slides the drink in front of you. This one's on the house. Best one you ever had, I promise. He pats your hand.
I'm gonna smell test it to see, like, you know, does it smell weird? Is anything going on here?
Yeah, give me notice at -2. We'll see if there's anything interesting going on there.
All right.
Yeah, can I roll for notice too? Because I would have been watching to make sure nobody's putting anything in my friend's drinks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Wow.
I hope that did that right?
Yep.
Yeah. But even with a -2, you exploded. So
Yeah, you exploded. So the wild die ace. So yeah, you as you were watching and just you know you're a college kid and out and around and stuff and you would have been hyper aware, Dylan. Poor Dylan. Dylan, you're quite certain that there was nothing done to this drink, that you were on top of it.
That was an accident. Ignore that.
But yeah, so Taylor, nothing so much when you smell it. It smells like very strong liquor. It's just got that note, that sort of citrusy note of the old fashioned. It smells good.
Okay. It passes the test, and I'm going to shoot it down.
You just gulp it. So you do that, and the bartender reaches up and kind of rings one of those bells. I've not seen one drunk like that since Sammy Davis came through. He laughs and kind of claps. Another?
You should have seen me at Cheddar Lettuce Fest last year. Hot Cheese Lettuce Fest last year.
Hot Cheese Lettuce Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
What are the rest of you guys doing? So Taylor throws back this old fashioned. Let me remind you too, just in case you've forgotten, it's only moments ago, Alex, when you were out on the dance floor, as Dylan came to retrieve you. There were those people that all suddenly stopped. The person who was dancing with you was whispering in your ear, a way to put him to sleep. And then all the rest of the crowd stopped and was staring at you. You remember that scene? Oh, yeah. So that would be very fresh in your mind. And in fact, I think you guys would notice that come on, do it. Alex is shaking ever so slightly, just kind of trembling with nerves.
Yeah, I asked. So I know I already asked, but you said you didn't hear any. No, it was just dancing, right? Yeah, I'm not making eye contact with anyone.
Yeah, you looked like you were having a good time. We didn't think to step in, and you guys danced until Dylan grabbed you.
That okay. All right, I'm tired of trying to play it straight here. I don't understand what the fuck's going on. I'm sure you guys are all witnessing strange and bizarre things. I'm no longer. I have no fucking clue what's happening now. I feel like I'm supposed to. Like I've been to school more than you or some shit, and I'm supposed to know things. I don't know anything. This is way outside of what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not even supposed to be here. We're supposed to be at a place. Two, maybe more of our friends are gone. I don't fucking know. I know I'm supposed to know, but now I'm not tracking anything anymore because normally I pay attention to everything, and right now there's nothing I can pay attention to that I can trust. I'm not even sure if you guys are actually here, and I just sit down and I just clamp my mouth shut and I grab my water from the counter and just.
Yeah, so you grab your water, and it's almost on cue. Sullivan's there. Don't be upset. Parties don't last forever. Enjoy it while you can. He smiles. Goes back to his work.
When Billy sees Alex breaking down a little bit, she sort of puts her hand on her shoulder and leans in. It's okay. You're not crazy. I've seen some weird stuff too, and kind of looks to make sure that Sullivan isn't looking at them and reaches back into her pocket and pulls out a note. I found this in the room with the pen, like the one that my grandfather had given me, and it had a date on it. And then I open it up and I look at it. What does it say?
More towels, please.
Yeah, why does it? It says more towels, please. Mm-hmm.
No, it had a date, and she kind of like absentmindedly tosses it into your lap and begins searching again through her jacket pockets for another slip of paper. It had a date, but then when I showed it to the bartender, it said, "Help me." You're not crazy. Something is definitely weird about this place.
Yeah. Anyone else trying to hide some shit?
Because Alex is about to fuck
I'm writing
you up.
down a note. I'm like, oh, flip a paper that changes. That's great for the video game. Okay, got that.
I'm just hovering around them, and I'm just determined at this point to keep this little group together. I don't want any of them wandering off on their own again.
I don't think we should be here. I think this is a bad place to be. I know it's a given, but I think we need to head back upstairs to our room. We need to regroup. We need to talk without being observed or something. I don't trust anything now. And I know that y'all are my best friends. We all came here together, so I'm trying to grasp onto at least that. I feel like we're experiencing different things, but no one's freaking out about this, and that's perhaps more alarming. Taylor's just being Taylor. I think we should just go to our room, maybe sleep this off. Maybe this is a shared thing. Can we just fucking go, you guys? I don't.
So, add a context real quick.
Yeah.
We were in our room. We heard the commotion, and we came out to address the woman next door who was in some distress, and there was a situation that happened there.
Yep.
And then we went down to the bar, but I can't remember. Did we leave our room for a more specific reason?
So you left. No, you left because of the noise next door. You knocked on the door. She essentially came to answer the door. You had a shared hallucination where she had apparently been poisoned. Mm-hmm. And if you recall, just before you addressed that, her husband or significant other or whatever was walking away like he was coming down here.
Right.
And you had eyes on him at one point or another, but you've since lost them. Last you saw him, he was sort of closer to the bandstand toward the end of the bar, like maybe near the staff entrance or something. Like to the kitchens and all that jazz. Ironically, so there's this and this big crescendo as Alex is really just kind of laying into it, and her voice tapers off. Give me a notice check, all of you, please.
Gonna go great.
Not you, Dylan.
Nice, Dylan. I'm giving it to Dylan. So I think the rest of you are very much, kind of engaged in your conversation despite those awesome rolls. Dylan, because Dylan, let's remember, has ADHD and is all over the place sometimes. Dylan, you hear, you could not possibly mistake it. You hear that guy's voice. It's muffled again, and he's shouting toward the end of the bar, kind of toward the kitchen. You can hear this like, and it sounds like maybe some metal pans and stuff being crashed. Like maybe like one of those rolling kitchen racks or something back toward the kitchen. The rest of you, I think, noticed Dylan's tuning in on something, but I'm going to give it to him. So what do you do with that, Dylan?
That guy, I hear that guy. Can you hear that in the kitchen? We should get away from here. That guy from the room next door.
Didn't we want to confront him?
I heard you asking me.
I mean,
I guess,
I think you're saying it out loud.
Asking the group.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
yeah.
I think we went down to go talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
We did, but it sounds like he's being violent. There's like pots and pans and stuff. I
don't know what hero shit we think we're on. I want to go back to the room. I just want to talk about the crazy shit I just saw, and you're all worried about some crazy shit you saw, but everyone wants to continue going deeper into this scary place, and I'm not really sure why.
I want to put my hands on Alex's. I want to put my hand on Alex's shoulders and just be like, "Get it together, bitch. Okay, we're gonna go investigate the kitchen. We need to stick together. You can't lose it upstairs. Okay, stay with us." And I just a light tussle.
Yeah.
Why do we want to go in the kitchen?
It's because we're fucking Scooby-Doo all of a sudden. Let's fucking go do this and get back to our room, please. I'm tired of this shit. We can Scooby-Doo this all fucking day.
I can't, like...
We'll peel the mask off the weird hobo guy at the Motel 6. I want to go back upstairs. We can go to the kitchen really quick. You want to pretend you're drunk or something? We'll be like, oh, we got to get him back to his room. I don't fucking know. Let's go look. Fine.
So just as you say that, you glance and there's this guy that comes out of the kitchen. He's got a tray tucked under his arm. And it's like maybe he's going to go bust some tables. You notice his collar's kind of rumpled and his vest is sort of crooked. And he looks just pissed off. Hair's, like the sort of hair that you slick it back. It looks all nice, but it's kind of gets long when it's loose. And he's just walking through the crowd, just like got stink face as he doesn't address you guys at all. Do you head toward the kitchen? Do you go back up to the room, have another drink?
We seem kind of split right now as far as opinions go.
Ooh.
I just don't want to be responsible for protecting all three of these girls. in this situation. I mean, in between the time that we heard this disturbance next door that we thought was between one man and one woman, we are now in an area where it's a lot more than one guy, and we have seen all kinds of weird shit between these 2 points. So I'm confronting this guy about what was going on with him and his wife is the last thing on my mind anymore. And again, I don't want to be responsible for I don't see how I can protect all three of you if something goes down in there.
We're never going to get to the final boss if we don't progress past these mid-level bosses. The mid-level boss is clearly in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
I'm kind of with Tyler, but in a weirdly different way. If this guy is causing problems, we should probably stop him from doing anything else.
It's Taylor, bitch.
That's what I said.
Episode title: It's Taylor, bitch.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do against it if this dude is violent and throwing pots and pans and shit?
What the fuck are you gonna do? You gonna wrestle him? What are you gonna do? You gonna wrestle?
I haven't figured out how all the
kitchen?
controls work. Okay, but we're never gonna figure it out. We won't get to the next tutorial if we don't advance. That's all I'm saying. I played this game before.
Jesus. Taylor?
As these guys are bickering about what they're going to do, Billy just sort of excuses herself and walks around the bar and just not like right up to the door, but kind of like starts to see if she can see in and see what's going on. Assess the situation.
Yeah, so the door is kind of right there, right? So you open the door, or you look through. It's got those round windows in it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the window thing. Yeah.
You kind of look through, and it's busy in there. There's not like a big violent scene at all. There's people busting their asses, getting food ready. There's some dining rooms on the opposite side of the grand ballroom where people are eating. But what you do notice is, there's like one of those rolling carts, and there's some metal pans and stuff that have clattered, and there are a couple people that are trying to pick them up. And there's one person that looks sort of like an authority there. He's got a bit of a nicer jacket on. Hair slicked back, like perfectly white hair, but it's slicked back so far that it looks kind of darker gray. Curly mustache and stuff, and he's just bitching at him, just like, hurry up, pick this up, this is a mess. There's no violence going on in there.
So as they're like, what are you going to do? I don't know. What are you going to do? I'm like, hey, come here. Look. They're fine. They're taking care of it. He's not even in there. I don't see him anymore.
Give me a notice. I come up and look through the window over her shoulder.
Give me a note. Dylan, give me a notice check. Watch this. This is going to be amazing. Don't forget you got bennies.
Explodes to a 16.
Yeah.
Nope.
You going to let it stand? Or you going to spend a benny?
I'm going to spend a benny.
Okay. So you kind of hop up because you're a little short, right? So you kind of hop up to look in the circle.
Excuse me. I'm average.
Average height. That's true.
Depends on when you measure. Yeah.
Let's re-roll that.
Right. Cold in here.
It's cold in here. Also outside. Reckon one was from Alabama.
Nice. The wild die. So the first time you look and you're like, oh shit, yeah, he's right. But the second time you look, you see this guy, and he's coming toward the door, and he's got something under his arm. Looks like a canister. And it's something like you would have seen in your grandmother's pantry, or not pantry, but like storage closet.
Oh, Grandpa.
Coming toward you. You guys are there. Do you stay where you are? Oh, Grandpa, that's funny.
No. I mean, I'm going to get out of the way of the door.
As soon as Billy sees, they go, oh, back. And you kind of like gesture like this, and we sort of turn back to the bar.
Yeah, so you try to look nonchalant.
Grab a water drink. And like,
let's see.
Try to look casual.
Let's roll a.
But of course, we're all like doing the window thing, trying to see. So,
ooh, okay,
be cool.
Yep.
So,
and when Dylan tries to run, he makes that Scooby-Doo noise. It's
Ruby, Ruby, Roo.
So the door opens. You try to look nonchalant. I'll let you guys. You want to make like a stealth check to see who he notices. He notices something. Let's see what kind of hiding you guys do.
Who's all of us doing stuff?
Yeah.
Which one is
those of you who are trying to hide? I think Taylor was back at the bar.
There should be a stealth.
I was at the bar. I was going to say so.
Yeah, so Alex, if you would come around with us, then roll. Otherwise, if you stayed over there, then it would just be me and Dylan.
Yep.
Oh, I guess I'll stay over here.
Okay, really so you're back by the bar. So Dylan, I think you kind of tuck in between the swinging door and the bar, so it kind of swings and kind of bumps into your back. And as you walk out, or I'm sorry, who had the better success there was Dylan.
Dylan did, yeah.
So Billy he stops and he goes, "What the fuck you looking at? You got a problem? I'm just trying to deal with the fucking rats. Don't you understand? The fucking rats are everywhere." Under his arm, he has a canister of rat poison.
Oh, shit. Billy is caught off guard, like did not expect that. Like she's kind of looking, and then Dylan's like, "Oh shit," and dips out of the way, and I don't really have time to respond. So he's sort of in my face before I know it. No problem. Yeah, sure. Of course, the rats.
So right about then, Sullivan leans out, and this is just as kind of Dylan is recovering too. So the door swings back, and that reveals kind of big burly Dylan, who could break this guy in half, no problem. Sullivan leans forward and goes, "We got to do this again." And he leans over your shoulder, or kind of, cranes his neck to look past you. Mm-hmm. "I'm gonna take care of the fucking rats one day, one way or another, okay?" And he just starts to walk away. Dylan, what are you doing? You're standing there just like ready for the pounce.
I'm backing up.
Okay.
I don't want rat poison shoved down my throat.
Yeah. So he's got this metal canister. It definitely looks vintage. It's got like vintage graphics. Like you would almost be like, "Oh, sweet. I want, like, this would be something you get Taylor for her birthday to keep her hair clips and shit in. This is the kind of stuff she's into, right?" But yeah, so he just kind of walks away. And he looks like he's on a mission. But Dylan, with that still on your prior notice, Ace, you notice he's clearly trying to be subtle, if you will, about who he lets see this canister. And it's almost like his body language changes once he's clear of the bar. He gets a little more casual and just kind of heads off toward the stairs.
He looked like he was like trying to avoid Sullivan.
Not really. It's almost as if he would have preferred to, but now that he's away from the bar, it's almost like he just melts into the usual that's going on out there.
This place is really weird.
So we're clear. Is this the guy?
Yeah.
That we were looking at before?
Yeah.
Okay, because you kind of said like you see somebody go in there, but you weren't.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
sure.
no.
Okay.
So Dylan spotted that guy. You didn't notice him. You're like, he's not even in there. Yeah, Dylan looked. And yeah.
And you said Billy. That's his name from when we heard the lady talk, right? Or no?
Oh no, I just Billy. Billy is Mike's character. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they have you as? Oh,
Mike.
Lame.
Probably.
Oh, I did.
Mike didn't change his Zoom screen, so
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to. I'm not a.
No, now I'm going to.
special. Oh, great! Fucking awesome. Thanks, Billy.
thanks,
Mike.
Billy. So I'm really confused as to why this guy who appears to be an employee was in a hotel room with somebody upstairs.
So
Yeah.
Do you think the rat poison's a power up?
give me a smart check. Give me a smarts check on that one.
Oh, that's not going to go well.
Either you, I'm gonna say either you or
guys.
Billy, because both of you guys are at the end of the bar. Oh wow, okay.
I'll do it as an investigative journalist in training.
There you go.
You got to have more smarts than I do.
So
Yeah,
so it
there
occurs
we
to
go.
you.
That's my
I
girl.
mean, you're looking around. Everybody else is in tuxes too. Why does he think? Maybe he's not an employee. You don't know.
But the way that Sullivan addressed him, like Sullivan saw him coming out, right? Like so.
You don't. Yeah, he did. He saw him and he addressed him as he walked past. Like, do we have to do this again? You might ask Sullivan, or maybe ask some of the people in the kitchen what happened. You don't know.
Yeah. So like, I think I kind of come to the same conclusion as Dylan at the same time, and we sort of say it without saying it. And I turn to Sullivan. Hey, thanks. He really got into my face there for a second.
No respect, that one. No respect, I tell you.
What's his problem? We heard him hollering earlier. What's the matter with him?
Oh, honey, it just comes and goes. This place has a way of kind of getting in people's heads, I guess. Plus the drink. Probably had too much to drink.
Yeah, I could see that. Is he work here or is he a guest?
Nah. No, he and his wife just came to celebrate the end of. This is the place to be with the end of Prohibition and all. It's just that, and he leans in like he's trying really hard not to be heard.
I lean in to respect it.
Sometimes history repeats itself. And you see those flames that Taylor was talking about. Sometimes.
I see that in his eyes, and I turn around to see where the
you look
flame
back,
is coming from.
And I'm just gonna assume, like, for one, it's fire and not kind of like the little globes, the white frosted globes to cast more light. It's literally bare flame, and no, there's nothing that would reflect that in his eyes. And when you look back there, that handsome look. Sometimes you can't avoid history. Although, my money's on you. And he slides forward a shot glass to each of you. Yours has what looks like cranberry juice in it. Billy.
Thanks. She downs the cranberry juice.
It's rat poison. You die.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Not right away.
Yeah, not, yeah.
Yeah, I need at least 40 minutes of violent vomiting, and then I can die.
Right.
Round one. What do you do? Wait till you see how Mike role plays that.
Oh, yeah. I am more of a method actor, so this whole space is just going to get real gross.
Yeah, so he says that, and then the flames kind of die down, and he just kind of, bartenderly, right? He just kind of stands back up and starts wiping off the counter. And he goes, then again, if I'd asked more questions, I might not still be here, wiping down this goddamn bar. And then he kind of wipes his way down past Taylor.
So, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
How can we get out of this place?
You think I know that?
Well, you might know how we can get out.
He gets really puzzled. Well, what I can tell you is I learned not to ask too many questions a long time ago. All right, you folks have a good night, okay? All right. And he goes back to what he's doing. You're facing him, and as you kind of notice, he goes back to the sort of back counter, and in the reflection of the mirrored bar, you notice that you're being watched by very many people behind you who have apparently stopped to kind of just like dancing, and they're just...
Yep. So Billy subtly finishes the rest of her drink and puts it on the counter. Thanks again, Sullivan. It was delicious. And starts to make her way back.
The movement returns. As you start to withdraw from that situation, the movement returns a little bit. Almost fluidly, like too fluidly. It's creepy. Right? It's not even that awkward, like, oh, okay, there's not going to be a fight kind of thing. It's more...
Billy's had goosebumps for 40 minutes straight at this point.
I kind of feel like part of me wants to push the envelope with this and see what happens if we continue.
Dylan wants to fist fight everyone in this room.
Force a confrontation. Well, what are they on about? What are they upset about? That we're just, we're these college kids who are trying to get home. We don't want to be at this party. What's wrong with them that we want to leave this building?
Yeah, I picture you guys are talking about this as you're walking toward the room. Is that what you guys were kind of doing? Is heading away from the bar, and Dylan's kind of looking back. Like, yeah, okay.
To go meet with these guys and sort of like fill them in a little bit on what's happening. Like, okay, like if you want to go to the room, let's go to the room now, and like we can kind of like whisper about it as we're headed back.
I love Dylan. Give yourself an extra Benny because I like that sort of like that machismo. Like, what the fuck, man? We're just trying to get out of here and get out of this party, man. I don't like this party. You make your way back up the stairs. The creepy guy that was hanging out drinking, that was asking you about your camera. Give me a notice check, Taylor. The rest of you notice him there. It's similar people upstairs. Just a little while after you went down to the bar anyway. Taylor, you notice that this person is still there, but nothing in particular about them. You go back to your room. The key works. You notice a couple things.
Everything the way we left it?
Except for the mess on the bed. The bed skirt is wet. If you recall, the pitcher was full of some...
Yeah, I dropped the pitcher.
Yeah. because you spilled a little in your room and then around the corner, I don't know where the worms came. I think it was next door, but it's wet, but it's not gross.
Oh, that's right. That's why we left.
Yeah. So you come into the room.
We had the whole worm situation.
Yeah. Shut that big, heavy hotel room door. Thick carpets and draperies and stuff kind of mute the music for a moment. What do you do now that you're here?
Jason, when we were getting to ask the questions last session, I think this is where one of us got information about a Bible. That's right?
That's right. There was something very strange, and it was...
And that was in our room or in the girls' room?
Yep, it was in your room.
Do I need to roll to remember? I thought it was my question.
I'm going to assume you remember, because you remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for the audience sake, do we want to say what was weird?
Yeah, because you're going to find out, I have a feeling, aren't you?
Yes, that is correct. Well, I was going to point out what, because I thought we revealed what was...
Yeah. Well, there was one thing that you noticed that caused you to think the book was weird, which is that the word Bible seemed to be misspelled.
Right. Okay. I knew it was a misspelling. I couldn't remember what it was. So if I recall that, I'm going to be like, oh, guys, did anybody else notice this weird version of the Bible over here? Is this how they spell that? I've never read this sucker.
So you open it up. Tell me what the cover's like. Is it?
It is that traditional like black faux leather with like gold foil inscription, and it's got that like red woven bookmark that's kind of like in there to flip between your favorite pages. And definitely it's a red letter Bible. So, generally what Jesus wrote would be in red in those versions.
So as you pick it up and you're kind of like, it's got those real thin pages and whatnot. And you notice right off that there's no words in there. You're flipping through it. You're like, how crazy. Like every page is blank, not the headings, nothing, no, margin notes. Give me you can't use spot hidden because that's not this game. Give me a notice check. The wild die helps you as you're flipping through it. You're just like, oh, what are you saying as you're flipping through these blank pages and kind of thumbing through?
I haven't spent a lot of time at this, but I'm pretty sure there's words in this book normally. And this is just empty. Maybe a misprint, but like the Mormons normally don't do that. They're pretty good at putting the words in the hotel Bibles. Like, what's going on here? and just I know it's not Mormons.
Mormons.
No, but that works. Just as you turn the page, though, you get it's sort of toward the back. You see some handwriting there. It's incredibly hasty handwriting, and it literally says "Rite," R-I-T-E, of summoning. And it literally has 3 items listed.
Ooh, a quest.
Frozen...
Guys, this has crafting.
Yeah.
This game has crafting.
Frozen human eye, cat whisker, and the brain of a rabid animal.
Has anybody seen any of this stuff around here? We clearly need to craft to get the item we need to proceed.
No, and that's demented.
It's
Frozen
not
human
real,
eye?
Billy. I've established this. It's augmented reality. I don't know what you guys. I can't believe you think it's real.
Our friends died.
That was outside of this building. Okay.
Before the augmentation or after? I just need to understand how fucked up you are, Taylor.
What do you mean? This was clearly, they died before the augmentation. We all walked over here, and then at some point,
And now
we
you're
entered
just-
the augmented reality.
Now you're just trying to one-shot the game.
And then I point at the scar on my face, and I'm just like, this is real. What happened in the crash, that was real. But those crazy people? First off, that's the worst old fashioned I've ever tasted. Second, crazy bitch lives next door. Okay, you're losing it here, Alex. I'm the only one that recognizes what's happening. Are we crafting this or what? And I hold it up just like and point at it with all the ingredients.
I'm gonna like pull freshman psych out of my hat and like take Taylor and like sit her on the bed and sit next to her and like be close to her, not in an intimate way, but in a friendly way that's safe, and say, everyone deals with grief in a different way. We can deal with your denial later. We understand that something really bad happened to us, and it's really not surprising that you're handling it like this. But right now, Taylor, we need you to deal with the real world. We need to get out of here so that the rest of us are safe.
I do that typical high school eyeball roll, like so hard in the back of my head that I'm just like, I literally just look away from you. My eyes roll so that you can, I want you not to see them. And I go, well then, Billy, what do you suggest?
Give yourself an extra Benny for the eye roll.
I literally am not talking to you, Dylan. I like turn away from you to Billy because I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, bitch, please.
That's not my name.
and I go, Billy, what do you think we should do then, huh?
Well, while I agree that some of us have experienced our own sort of hallucinations, and she sort of like waves the piece of paper that now says Hines and Fruit of the Loom on it for some reason. Like, there are definitely things that we can't deny. The maitre d' in the lobby, we all experienced that. The crazy lady, as you referenced, we all experienced that. There's definitely something going on here that we can't explain away as a video game.
Well, at the very least, we have to take the information that we have and compare, because I think we all have a piece of this. I haven't told you what I witnessed. I wasn't just dancing. That was a little bit of a mental break, not gonna lie. But during that, everybody froze and turned and faced me. And it was like they were trying to give us a message.
I noticed that too.
Why didn't you say shit? You made me feel stupid at the bar.
I did say stuff.
What?
Remember, I was saying that I was saying half of me wants to like push this and talk more about trying to leave to see what happens.
Oh, different crazy things, but like you guys don't know that you experienced similar things, but like he's talking about, or Alex is talking about
before
dancing scene.
Before Dylan came and rescued her from the guy that she was dancing.
But that's when that's why I pulled you out, Alex. I noticed that.
I think that's right. I think the two of them shared that. I think that's right.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
yeah, remember I went and cut in.
I don't know. It seems like no one is acknowledging this, but thank you, Dylan. I'm sorry. I didn't. Obviously,
to be fair,
flustered.
I didn't notice anything crazy.
To be fair, our episode ended and we didn't really get a chance to react. I think.
Yeah, that's true. We did end abruptly. Yeah, that was my bad.
So,
I would have forgot anyway.
It's okay.
I pirouetted you the fuck out of there, Alex.
Yeah, you did. We dancing with a star our way out to a bar, which my parents would also be disappointed in. Let me see the Bible really quick.
Right hand over the Bible.
Yeah. So what do you have it in your hand? It's as Jordan described.
Yeah.
And yeah. So actually, give me a notice check. Yeah, that works for Alex. Wow. Okay. So Alex, you're looking at this thing.
God damn it! I don't notice anything either. Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, no, you do the wild die.
4 is a success, and you got a 12, so you're good.
You noticed the fuck out of it.
So anyway, me and the author go way back. Me and JC.
I recognize his handwriting.
Yeah. That's not what the Bible says at all.
So
you're welcome. Science has helped you. What do you need to know about this Bible?
So you notice a couple things. One, that well, obviously you see the same list that I just gave you. And it's very bizarre. It's haphazardly written. And also, you notice that the blue ink of the pen down toward the sort of bottom of the list looks like a little drop or two of liquid hit it, maybe like water or tears. It says ritual of summoning, frozen human eye, cat whisker, brain of rabid animal.
Well, that's not very helpful. Apparently are we really supposed to go through this and summon shit? Okay. What are we doing?
Well, assuming
we're not doing this.
I'm a child having a panic attack in a hotel room with a bunch of ghosts, and we're looking at. Tell me we're not doing Taylor's crafting thing, please.
An eye of Newt.
God damn.
I'm waiting for better ideas, people.
So you've got the manager. You know his name's Anders. He must be around somewhere. Maybe you go bust his ass. You've got, there's probably some staff elsewhere downstairs. There's other rooms up here. Maybe there's somebody else that's stuck. You don't know. And then there's what Dylan.
Question.
Yeah. Yep.
Can I spend a Benny to get insight about this Bible thing?
You can, not explicitly so, you can spend a Benny to modify the story in flight. You could, what are you trying to figure out about this thing?
About the Bible? I just want to know if it's serious, if it really expects us to gather these things.
Yeah, so there's no way for you to know. What you can tell is it's absolutely written there in English. It was written in a tearing hurry. I'll let you skip a roll to notice if you want to spend a Benny, throw it away. You notice there's an ink pen that's been dropped between the bed and the nightstand. It's blue ink.
Okay.
Like,
does it match the ink of what's written?
You test it out. Yeah, it takes you a couple scrapes to get the ink flowing, but yeah,
right.
It does. Yeah, it's like an old school ink pen, right? Those old clicky ones. Yeah, it's just the only thing that strikes you is how it happens.
I want to edit these entries.
Okay, how so?
I want to add words to them to make these items into something more innocuous than what they're asking for.
Okay, so you mix them up somehow, scratch out letters, that sort of thing, just kind of make it more or less ineligible, or illegible. I mean, ineligible.
Like a drawing of the brain of a rabbit animal, or instead of the brain of a rabbit animal, stuff like that. Okay,
so as haphazardly as these are written on the page, you're able to do that, more or less mimicking the handwriting, I'll say. You don't make it into like one big dick joke or anything like that.
No.
Like some jock humor. Yeah, so you deface it, and nothing happens. It doesn't like shift back or anything crazy. It's just there.
Okay. Here, Taylor, here's your updated list of items.
Great. Thanks.
I spent a Benny to change this. Change the story.
You're welcome.
I take the Bible. I take the Bible and I'm like, so what are we doing? We running the crafting recipe by Sullivan downstairs? We gonna
what drink does this make?
So let's assume for a second that this is what we're going to do. And I'm not saying that it is. She clarifies to Alex before she starts freaking out again.
Thanks.
Where would we even get these things? Have any of you guys seen an animal since we've been here? And we need two different parts from an animal, like and the eye.
Of them now. Drawings of them.
I don't think this is everything. And so just in a way to like sort of placate everybody, like why don't we hold on to that, Taylor? and we can see if there's more clues. And Alex, if we have valid reason to try this ritual, Lord hope we don't, then we can reassess. But Anders downstairs was super kind when we came in, that side of the whole fire thing. Maybe we should try checking in with him again.
I'm gonna take the Bible and I'm gonna rip the recipe out of it and fold it and put it in my bra.
Okay, you do. It's kind of crunchy in there, but yeah, you do.
I mean, it's a nice fold, you know. It's just going
crunchy bra.
Yeah. Okay. So you throw the Bible back in the drawer. Yeah. And
Bibel.
Yeah. Bibel. Bibble. What do you do now? What are we thinking?
Alex, are you going to be okay to come downstairs, or do you still need to rest?
I don't know. I haven't rested. So fuck it. Let's go. Let's go do this.
I mean, we've been sitting here for a little bit, chit-chatting and whatever.
Yeah. It's cool. We got to open and look at the Demon Bible, and there's the room's cleaner. That's cool. Yeah. Let's fuck it. Let's keep going. Let's go see. Let's go talk to Anders or any of these other people.
All right. So then I'm going to open the door and try to lead the troop downstairs then. Because I'm ready for action.
Yeah, ready for action. Armed and with
I'm trying to advance the level. I'm like, what? Let's go. Like, what?
Yeah, so you walk out of the room. Again, there's a slightly different assortment of people up here laughing, kind of, here watching the band from up on top of the balcony. But yeah, you go down.
Is camera guy still up there?
He is, in fact.
I don't like him. I try to avert his gaze.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to notice you. He's talking to some young lady there, seemingly having a good chat, whatever.
Trying to mess up our camera.
Yeah, trying to figure out what your camera was as you showed it off to him. So you make your way downstairs to the front desk. The front desk clerk that you remember is there. Good evening. Good evening. You having a good time?
Yeah, this place is great. Real quick, Anders, what does this say? And she
this
doesn't
is
even look
not
at
Anders.
it.
It's the other guy.
Oh, it's just the other clerk.
It's the one who was there after the shared hallucination of Anders went away, if you recall.
I thought Anders was the guy that we met first.
He was.
Anders was
He was, but then once all that shit cleared up, the guy that took you up to your room was a different person.
Was a different guy?
Yeah. That was your first. Yeah.
Yeah, she goes, hey again. Yeah, no, it's been great. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out the slip of paper and doesn't even look at it. And she says, what does this say?
Well, you didn't have to come all the way down for towels. We'd be happy to help. How many do you need? I'll have them delivered right up to your room. Hey, you're room 8, right?
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I just checked. Yep, that's it. And there was a little bit of a spill there on the rug. I'm very sorry. I have very clumsy hands. If you don't mind maybe helping clean some of that up.
Oh, no trouble at all. We'll take care of it. Why don't you just go have a drink at the bar, have a dance, and by the time you get tired, we'll have it all sorted out.
Yeah, we've been to the bar and we had a good time. Is there anything else maybe to do around here?
Any animals? I lean in. I'm like, any animals, preferably, excited, maybe rabid.
Are the rats rabid by any chance?
Oh, I see what you're I'm so sorry. Yeah, we have had a little bit of a problem with rats around here lately. We're working on it. And Anders is off for the evening. Maybe best if you come. He's probably asleep by now. He's not really a night owl, but I'm sure he'd be willing to comp you at night. Or something.
Well, I'd love to, I dabbled in a bit of pest control, in high school. I'd love to help, take care of the problem. Where are these?
Oh, young lady, no, we would never think of that. Yeah, mostly back around, not crew quarters, staff quarters, and we keep them far away from the kitchen, of course. But there was some of the utility rooms that showed some signs of a little bit of a problem. I'm so sorry if you came to complain. I totally understand.
No, is there any way to tell whether I think he was telling the truth about the comment with the kitchen? Because it was like, oh, well, of course. But I also watched somebody with rat poison walk out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm. You know.
Yeah, you could use notice. I'm going to call that -2.
Okay, let's put this. I'm gonna find -2. Boom. Ah, rats.
That's just so bad. Yeah, you don't get unless you want to spend a Benny. You tell me.
I feel like I'm gonna need that later. No.
Okay. Yeah, he seems nice enough. He seems like he's diligent in his job. Best you can tell, he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to reassure him. We weren't here to complain, honest. We just needed some towels and some help with the mess. And again, maybe something fun to do. We're a little danced out, but if there's something else,
well, if you haven't eaten, there's a splendid dinner on. But I mean, it is this is a jazz party, right? That's what it's all about. Prohibition's over. Maybe you just need to get your second wind. Have a bite to eat.
I lean in and I'm going to take my shoulders and pop my breasts up a little bit and lean in and be like, hey, I met this rather cute fellow at the bar, and I think he might work here. I didn't catch his name, but, you know, if you could tell me where I might find him later, you know, I would greatly appreciate it. And I like wink.
Persuasion roll. Please, persuasion roll.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, God. Persuade. Ah, shit. I want to spend a Benny on this, I think, actually.
Let's do it. Let's see.
Okay, so...
Will the dice be kind? Yeah, just hit reroll.
Okay.
Ooh, well, look at that. So who were you talking about? Were you talking about Sullivan or were you talking about Anders? Just out of curiosity.
I'm actually specifically being vague to this guy because I'm trying to find out the location of the staff quarters to go find the rats.
He is mesmerized. He blushes and his eyes kind of dart away and kind of he looks at you and he says, well, I mean, the only staff that really lives here full time is Anders. I mean, he insists on it, and his room's just on the other side of the bar, over near the kitchen. But I mean, he's probably sleeping, and all due respect, I think you might be a little too young for him.
Well, thank you. Damn.
So
Billy turns to the group.
Damn.
I could eat. You guys want to maybe grab some dinner and kind of looks reassuringly, and then maybe go in for some more music and drinks.
His eyes
maybe
dart.
I'll find.
Yeah, his eyes dart between you.
I go, sure. Maybe I'll find that Mister I was looking for. I must have been mistaken about him working here. If it's just Anders.
I'm sorry, the desk clerk kind of smiles and like I said, we'll have your room, your bed turned down and everything just fine. And hey, any sign of those, you know what's, you give me a call. I'll make sure to come right up and look at them myself.
Will do. Thank you very much.
So you head back toward the dining hall then?
Yeah, as we're like amongst ourselves and kind of out of earshot, I want to go. So the rats are in the staff quarters, but the only person that lives here is Anders. So is he holding rats in there? Like, what's the...
If the other staff doesn't live here, how do they leave?
I love a good video game puzzle.
They respawn. They respawn.
Yeah, they just respawn.
There's got to be another exit. There's got to be an exit.
What do you do?
The dining hall, is that in the jazz area or is that a different?
Yeah, so there's a private one. So you wouldn't know this. So basically there are a couple of doors that open into these long rooms that are basically big dining rooms. But for this festival, they've been kind of opened up wide, and there are these long tables of food. People there are getting plates of food, taking them back out to tables out in the ballroom, around the perimeter there. Every kind of food you can imagine, for the most part, right? Is just this perfect feast is on display and being eaten very well as on top of that. You guys go and just grab food?
Yeah, I think maybe getting a little bit of food in our stomachs and using it as an opportunity to sort of like sit and recalibrate, like Alex is very eager to do.
So
I'm going to get a plate, but I'm not going to eat anything.
Okay.
I'm going to take a granola bar from my bag or whatever I've got in there.
Nice. So you're like, your stomach is growling. It's like all this roast and like all your favorites, you know. While you're getting your plate, Dylan, give me a notice check. Let's see if you can stick with your streak of observancy. Nope. No, you are mesmerized by that granola bar. It's the best you've ever had.
I'm going to spend a penny to re-roll that.
What was the second die? Was that a 1 or would that have been a? You have a -2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wow. So you're there, and you notice that there's this lady there, and she's got a plate in one hand, and she's got what looks to be like this jar, like this really pretty jar, under her other arm. She's really immaculately dressed, but kind of gaudy, like 1920s gaudy, right? So pretty fucking gaudy. And she's there, and she's just like, oh, I can't wait until later when we do this seance. I'm going to get to hear his voice again. Isn't that right, sweetheart? He's not going to say anything back now. Of course, she's not talking to you. Someone next to her. And it is
whoever's closest to me, I nudge them and bring their attention to her.
I'm going to assume that's Alex. Alex, you get nudged, and you hear about this. You hear the tail end of the conversation. And he says, the guy's like, he's got a monocle. He's a very fancy, tuxedo. And he said, well, I've heard a lot about the spiritual realm, but I've really never wanted to believe in that myself. But I hope it works out for you. I certainly would just be terribly depressed if I lost Virginia. Oh, I know. Oh, he's my sweetheart. I carry him around everywhere. He makes her way around the table. There's a bunch of people.
Sorry, really quickly. The map that we're seeing on the stream is not the map that I see in Roll20.
Oh, are you seeing the your heads or what? Like,
I see the stairs, the lobby, and the mezzanine, but I don't see the ballroom and the bar and the orchestra and all that.
Can you scroll?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you know why? Never mind. I'll fix it. Sorry.
Okay. It doesn't. I mean, like I can tab back and forth.
Yeah,
or something
no.
like that,
The stream is seeing the GM view, and so I just didn't reveal the right areas. Okay, so what do you need to see? Well, you can scroll down and see the mezzanine.
Yeah. So we have the mezzanine and the stairs, rooms 8 and 9, and then the lobby. Okay, so now we can see the front desk.
I see.
Oh, there are more rooms.
Should be able to see that now. Is that better?
All right. Yeah.
We can see the bar, the orchestra, and then I imagine the window that we were looking in would be just there at the top right.
Window, yeah, the door.
The kitchen.
Yeah, the door is right there.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, that gives us way more context.
And I do apologize. Nope, no, I don't. I don't apologize. I was telling the truth. I almost had to apologize, but now I realize I didn't. Sorry. Okay. So
then he realized he wasn't sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So the people mill about, some people come, there's a guy kind of walking along and he's tapping his fork on his plate to the music and picking at the fruit as he walks past and bumps into Taylor. Oh, pardon me, and he grimaces when he sees like your blue hair and all of that. Ma'am? And he edges around you with his beautiful tailed tuxedo and all this jazz,
I give back like a look up and down and go, sir.
Nice. So you guys, who eats? Who doesn't eat? Anyone?
I don't think I would eat because I think that it's fake because it's a video game. So why would I eat?
Yeah.
Billy definitely eats. She's feeling particularly famished. It's getting late and she's, growing. So definitely pile up a plate of food.
You eat, and it is good. it is incredibly good, and it's more or less what the doctor ordered, given all the circumstances. So the rest of you are going to take a point of fatigue as a result of lack of food and nourishment other than alcohol.
Even though I ate a
you ate a granola bar.
bar.
You're right. You ate a granola bar. You are right. Protein rich. I think it's like one of your muscle builder bars. So you're just like, sticking to my diet. And even when I'm at the gates of hell.
26 grams of protein in this little baby.
Yeah. So the music continues. You eat. How long do you hang out in the dining hall? Like, what's your plan? People come, go.
Very good.
I guess when you guys are done eating, I'm just gonna be like, so we gonna try to get the rats for the thing? And I like point at my chest where I know that I'm hiding the recipe at. You know, we gonna do the thing, or like, you guys gonna find us an exit? I mean, like, we need to get to the next level here, people. We've been stuck here for quite a while.
But we don't need to speed run this. We could use our heads. Let's assume that you find a rabid rat and you're able to.
I really appreciate what Billy said, by the way, about the speed run. So like, I'm like, she's bought in, so I'm listening.
Right.
Now.
But we would still need what looks like a cat whisker and a frozen human eye. What is the plan?
Check the freezers.
Steve, will you make
Now
a D6 roll for me, please?
Sure.
Super secret for the stream, or kind of D6 roll.
You say the freezers, and that's not a bad idea. We saw that the other guy who doesn't work here was able to go in and out of the kitchen. Maybe we poke around in there. A staff entrance, maybe? Maybe that's how the staff is leaving.
How are we gonna get? None of us are dressed right to go back there.
4.
What are they gonna do? Throw us out, Dylan?
Did you say 4? Okay.
Sorry.
At that, I laugh.
What do you think? They're just going to let one of us walk back there and open up the freezers without trying to bodily remove us?
They let the other guy.
What are they going to do? Push us outside? What are they going to call the authorities?
Maybe that's what we should be doing. Maybe that's why I was kind of thinking about pushing that envelope earlier. I mean, if we push it hard enough, maybe they'll kick us out.
I'm kind of leaning towards Dylan here. I think he should just go start decking some people and we just see what happens. I mean, I don't have to do anything, but that's a good plan. I'll be
Dylan at this point, like, you mean that sarcastically, but like Dylan's like really frustrated that he hasn't been able to take care of you, and and he's still, of course, under the weight of Kelly's demise, and he can't believe that y'all are stuck here in this situation, and he's completely powerless to do anything. He's a fucking athlete, should be able to have some influence over something, get you out of a building at least.
Are you in character telling us this, or are you?
Yeah, I wonder, is he like, should be? Is he just kind of like hyping himself up as he says that, or as he thinks that?
I guess I'm probably, as we're sitting here at the table, kind of, I imagine we're quietly tossing ideas back and forth and watching for the crowd to make sure they're not reacting to what we're saying again, and trying to feel that out a little bit, and I'm probably going to eventually kind of see where the others are. I mean, we see where Taylor is. She's in denial land,
as always. Yeah.
And I feel like Billy is trying to play into that delusion what's the intentional delusion that Taylor has, a self-protective denial. So I'm going to ask Alex, what she thinks, and then I'm going to express my frustration and vent a little bit. I guess it's probably going to start as something like, God, I wish I could do something. And then as we continue the conversation, I'm going to unload more of that and start kind of dumping some of my trauma of the day.
Do you get physical and like banging on the table, or are you just kind of like talking in hushed tones? Like, tell me what would others see?
So I'm probably starting by, talking in hushed tones and being very subdued. But as I talk more, I'm going to get more upset and frustrated. And as I start to be more conscious of the fact that I'm grieving and everything, I'm probably going to start just being kind of agitated, and probably not going to go roid rage on the table or anything, but I'm going to, like pull on my hair and probably going to, push myself away from the table a little bit and start posturing a little bit and just being physically restless, and I'm not going to be hushed toned anymore.
Yeah. So you push yourself back, and the rest of you kind of see just almost out of nowhere. It's Sullivan in his tuxedo, and he leans in and he puts his hands on your shoulder, not in an aggressive way at all, but almost like a coach, kind of like, when you were just at your wits' end and you've tried so hard and you're still lost. And he leans in and says, "It's okay, son. Don't get that upset. You just got to learn to go with the flow. Go with the flow."
What does it mean?
What do you mean? Look around. Prohibition's over. We are here together. No one's alone. You don't have to think about loss or gains. Not here. Not ever.
We have families waiting for us out there. We have friends who are hurt and worse. We need to get back to them.
Oh, buddy boy, which is what your dad used to call you. You had family. You had friends. Now, we're your family. We're your friends.
This is, I am not going to
You're just
take
like,
this
fuck
well.
this. Yeah, what do you do?
I'm going to stand up, and I'm not going to be completely unleashed, because it's still in public and I was raised right. But I am going to like stand up and shove my chair back at the same time and take a step back from him, while also squaring up and asking what the fuck he means by that.
Yeah, so you come up on him, right? And you just kind of like, you push your chair out of the way, and he watches. And the rest of you notice he seems entirely too comfortable with what's going on, almost like he might have seen it before, maybe, or something. You get up in his face, and he does stiffen a little, like he's not sure what you're going to do. What do you say once you get up in his face? You're just kind of like dressing him down, or what do you say?
Is he responding to me at all?
Yeah, I mean, he's looking down at you, like, as you know, because you're a little shorter than he is, and you're just, kind of like,
I'm gonna have full-on short man syndrome here too.
Yeah, just kind of like all up in his face, and he's looking down at you, but not in any kind of intimidating way. It's like he's trying to anticipate what you're gonna do.
Help us get out of here now. I'm tired of waiting.
You ever read the Bible, buddy boy?
Yeah, you mean the Bible that asks for rodent brains and shit?
He looks at you so strangely. He's like, no, I meant the one he mentions, like the Bible. The one with Leviticus. And here's the point.
I guess the Bible.
Yeah, I didn't ask if you read the Bible. Wait, if you read the Bible. He says,
we got this one from Wish.
I've always liked to think that the good Lord helps those who help themselves. And sometimes, buddy boy, as much as you might like to help somebody else, you just can't. These have been tough times. Now that prohibition's over, things are going to get better. I promise.
I reach behind it. I twist while he's talking. I reach and grab his arm and twist it behind his back.
Okay, give me a fighting check. All right, this is cool. Yeah.
Great. Great.
I'm really trying to do more wrestling moves standing up, so I'd rather roll.
Oh wow, okay. So you got a raise. So you twist around behind his back to, what are you going to use him like a meat shield in front of you? What's your goal there?
No, I'm trying to
Close embrace.
I'm trying to twist his arm and make him uncomfortable. And
so you get around behind him real quick, spin him around. He's like, oh,
yeah.
Some of the people in this room kind of react strangely. There's this sort of clattering of dinner dishes and whatever. And it's not chaos, but people are like, oh dear, it gets very quiet. All you can hear is the music out in the main room. Okay. Yeah, now what? You got me. You have grappled him.
Help my friends and I leave. Hold on. I need to rephrase that. Help my friends and me leave.
How do you are you when you're holding his arm behind his back? Are you like pushing him, twisting harder when you say your words or anything like that? What's that?
Yeah, I'm twisting it and I don't know what I'm doing with my other hand, because in real life I've never done anything like this. I guess my other hand's like reaching up, like not wrapping my hand around his neck, but
like managing his shoulder, right? Like kind of
I'm probably like a head shorter than him, so I'm right up, like my mouth is probably right here on him, and I'm like getting as close as I can to him, trying to pull him back as I'm twisting his arm, and almost like growling in his ear.
Nice. So you're like, get, and you twist, and you feel this like it feels like just dirt, just like landing on your hand. You hear this kind of crumpling sound as you twist, and you feel like this powdery dirt like stuff just like falling on your hand. Picture somebody just like, spoiler alert, dumping like a bucket of ash onto your hand as you twist, and his arm literally comes loose in your hand. You're like, oh, my friends, and he's there. The rest of you are he's gotten spun around to face you. He smiles sadly as that literally his arm just kind of in ashes in your hand. He turns to address you, and he's starting to darken. His skin is starting to kind of like crackle. Buddy boy, I can't help you. I can only help you help yourself. Whew. And with just this cloud of ash and these people around, suddenly you would expect them all to be like, ah! They don't. They all, like the lady with her teacups, like, oh! And when this happened, she just, like nothing happened. Dylan, what do? You have this hand in your hand, and it's like broken off and slid out of the sleeve of his tux shirt and all that, and it crumbles in your hand.
I like jump back and look at my hands. What do my hands look like?
They are ashy, not like lotion ashy, but like ashy, actual ashy. Like you don't. Also, give me a spirit check, please. We're going to do a fear check. This is the quintessential Call of Cthulhu sanity check, which you have failed. Yeah.
Would you like a Benny?
Yeah. And then,
I mean, if we're supposed to spend them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome to. You sure can. You sure can.
Watch me fail this harder, guys.
Yeah, fail hard. Fail so hard. Oh, you didn't fail so hard. Okay. So how do you hold this together at all? How after seeing this?
Did I make it?
Yeah, you got a 4.
I'm gonna choose to tell myself that I won this confrontation. That I mean, I physically beat him, right? Broke his arm off.
You just broke a ghost's arm or whatever you're thinking. Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. Yeah. Do you puff up a little and turn to look at your friends? And when Dylan turns around, what does he see, guys?
Billy is standing like on the other side of her chair. She's like sort of like put her chair in between the two of them.
Back.
And she's shocked.
Taylor.
I've got that regret look. Like, I'm really glad that I didn't mess with Dylan anymore in the room because I was being a bitch earlier on the bed. And I'm just like, oh, right. This, like, he's crazy.
I am 1 inch taller than I was before this confrontation, just so you know.
Alex.
I can tell.
What is Alex's reaction to this? This is just more on top of more. How are you react to this?
I'm just honestly my shock's gone. I'm back to being not numb, but sort of more stoic about it. I'm sort of like regrounding. Like I've just thrown out a bunch of variables. I've just thrown out a bunch of things.
Hi.
We all saw that, right? Like Dylan just ripped a dude's arm off.
Yeah, and then he disappeared into ash.
Yeah, so clearly this is all fucking fake. Something's different. I know I keep coming back to this. We might as well just play the fucking game or whatever this is. And I don't know if it's a game, Taylor, stop smiling. It might be. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works. I appreciate you going through that, Taylor there, or Dylan, sorry. But maybe if we're this ineffective with violence against whatever the hell's going on, maybe we should, I don't know, get the mystery machine or some shit. I don't know. I'm trying to help, but nothing here is medical. I can't revive anything. And most of the shit that's in my health pack is not for anything that isn't like, oh, I twisted my ankle. So, I don't know what to do now because I wanted to go talk to an authority figure, and Dylan ripped their arm off.
So you're clustered over to the side, kind of having this powwow, and this older gentleman, very very thick mustache, and kind of almost connected chops, kind of timidly comes walking over and. Say, boy.
It's Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, say, boy, are you a boxer?
I'm a wrestler.
A wrestler? Hmm? Well, I declare those moves were something. I've not seen moves like that. But tell me, why did you have to hurt the bartender? How are we going to get our drinks?
I guess it's going to have to be self-serve.
Well, self-serve, I like that. That means I can pour it as tall as I want. Say, do you have a manager? He says. Because after this party, I'm heading back to Texas. And I would like to make you an offer. I've not seen moves like that before. Especially not someone small like you.
I have a coach, but all we want right now is to get out of here.
Well, I know that's what all you
here?
types want because you're not supposed to be drinking or whatever. We can make you famous. We could get you out on the vaudeville circuit even if we wanted. Exhibition matches, easy as peas. You could do it.
Listen. No, listen. This is not what I'm about right now. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, I understand you're trying to enjoy the party. I see.
We're trying to leave. We need to get home to our families.
Do you break his arm off too?
No.
No one's got arms here. Line up.
There's a little piece of me that doesn't want to do that again. There's another piece of me that wants to do it to every other piece.
Everyone,
person
yeah.
here. But anyway, no, please help us. And then
I'm trying to help you. I have a bankroll that you would benefit from. See, I made my money in oil, so I do the sports thing on the side. A little bit of betting here, a little bit of management, setting up some matches. But you got something. Look at these arms. Do you have a fighting name? What's your name? Let me guess. It's like you look like a Freddy to me, like a Freddy the Basher, or what is it? Just tell me.
Or Megan Thee Stallion.
Dylan. My name's Dylan.
Well, Dylan, Dylan the Dynamo, Dynamic Dylan, Dynamite Dylan. What's your last name? It's got to be something like Dixon, isn't it? Yeah, Dynamite Dylan Dixon. Soon as this party's over, you and I gonna talk. Let me give you my card.
Yeah, sure.
He hands you his card.
I take the card.
Like J.C. Berry, oil investor and self-made man. It says, and very like swirly, self-made man, like real foil business card kind of thing.
I thank you for this. I'll be sure to call.
Ladies, he says to the rest of you as he walks away, tips his.
I tip an invisible hat.
Yeah, he makes his way. There various other conversations going on, like nothing has happened, and that's what's killing you. Is the same song has started playing again.
Can we go look at the kitchen? I want to go see the kitchen.
Sure.
I mean, Dylan.
Taylor is all about the kitchen. Like,
yeah,
Dylan could just rip off arms of whoever gets in our way. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you move toward the kitchen. Through the crowd, they're dancing. No notice check required.
is Sullivan still at the bar?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sullivan's at the bar.
I'm trying to avoid Sullivan's gaze, actually, because he recognizes us. So if we're
Yeah.
going to get into the kitchen, I don't want to draw that attention, though.
Wasn't it Sullivan that we just ripped?
Yeah.
And he's
So
at the bar.
I think Billy stops. Billy's like, "Whoa, wait, what?" Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
he's
waved both
talking.
arms
He's
at him,
talking
like-
to this small group of people that are there, having a drink. There's like 4 or 5 of them, chatting. You go to the kitchen door. What is Billy just like? Okay, like
Yeah, like she would lean in and just be like, "That's Sullivan, right?"
I turn around and I'm like, that's an alpha glitch. Let's keep going.
Does he have 2 arms again, or is he still down to 1?
oh, he's fine, and like he has no change in his demeanor. He's not like creepy. He's just happily, absently, even doing his thing.
Are we sort of holodeck?
That's how it feels. Everything's looping. Let's go in here. I want to see what's in here.
Yeah. So the swinging doors leave the bar area, and they open into a fairly long hallway, which, for the sake of... Okay, that didn't work. Oh, I know why, because I just drew a box. Bing. Let's just do that. Can you see the hallway now? You should be able to.
Yes.
Yeah. So the door swings open, and again, there's people kind of milling about. The kitchen is directly into the right. So along that wall there's all kinds of sort of carts serving things, kitchen type equipment. To the left is a door. You don't know if it's closed, locked. Well, you know it's closed. You don't know if it's locked. It's just kind of a big swinging door, like an industrial door. There are 2 similar ones further down the hallway, and then the hallway seems to turn to the south, assuming up is north.
Is this just asking a clarifying question?
Yeah.
When we were peeking earlier, and by peeking, I mean technically Dylan and Billy were peeking, is this what they saw? Was the staff entrance, or did they?
Yep, that's what they saw. So what would have happened, guys, is you were watching the guy with the rat poison. He was sort of seemingly, well, actually, he had already, he was coming from kind of down here. If you see that ping. So you were kind of peeking through, and he may have been in this room. He may have been in this room. You don't know which.
But there was that like clanging, like you had mentioned, that happened. So that must have happened in some other room. Like there's nothing.
It happened out in the hallway. It happened. It looked like so. To illustrate what did happen, meta wise, is this guy apparently you'd guess, if you put two and two together, got himself a canister of rat poison from the closet and might have gotten into an altercation with a staff member and created a bit of a mess in the floor here with the pans and stuff. And so when they looked through this door, they could see the staff trying to clean up the pans and stuff from the cart that got tipped over when he was jerking the guy around by his vest.
Okay. Is that mess still here when we come through the entrance?
No, it has been dealt with. Yeah, so people are moving around. Do you guys walk in, or do you just kind of glance through the window? How do you just kind of go through?
Sounded like Alex was just kind of walking.
Yeah, I'm just tired of this.
Yeah, so you just barge in. Do you approach anyone? So you hear kitchen sounds. There's now this weird mixture of musical chaos and kitchen chaos. The door to the kitchen is another set of swinging doors. And
do I see any food or anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like an industrial kitchen, so there's like lots of food being prepared here.
All right, I grab a dish off of Expo that looks finished, and I say, "Hands, I need hands," and I start walking towards the back.
You just start walking to the back of the kitchen, or what? Toward?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
just want to see.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go look.
Yeah. So you move in and give me a persuasion roll. Let's see how you're regarded as you come in here. Let's see if you seem like if you belong here. Do you want to let us stand? You're going to spend a penny.
I'll spend a penny.
Okay. Re-roll it. Ooh, there you go. So you walk through, and you're generally not. Do people look up? There's like, your big prep station where they're chopping up vegetables, and at this point they're moving on to preparing dessert. So the smells of like custard and chocolate melted and all those kinds of things are very strong in the air here. It's a very busy kitchen. What are you looking for in particular? There is a door that leads to the south.
I want to go there.
Okay. That door is locked. So you approach and kind of jiggle the handle. It's locked. I mean, it's a typical key situation. Probably Anders or the kitchen manager have it. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of keeping an eye out as we're going through here, ready to fend off people who might want to invade our space or turn us back.
You hear...
I'm trying to eyeball a freezer, just when you get a second. Sorry.
Oh, word. Okay. Good call. Let's see what there is to see in here. Let's consult the book. I usually don't do that, but I'm going to do it. Because I usually don't have a book. Oh, yeah. So that beast there, the big locked door, I guess, is a big... You would immediately know that as a freezer. I'm sorry, because it's got the big kind of wall and the big latch handle thing.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. I'm definitely interested in going in there because I'm hoping I'm going to find a frozen human eye.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you know how to pick a lock?
Is it locked? I would try to open it.
Yeah. It's got like a padlock on it.
They lock the freezer in a kitchen, I guess.
Yeah.
Good night.
I guess that's fair.
And the servers are very
let me see. I don't think I have anything for... Oh, you know what, though? Hold on. I got it. Now I have to go to the book. I'm trying to see if my ability lets me...
What are you looking for? There's I think they moved it all into a common thing for lockpicking now. It's like survival or something. Hang on a second. I'll look. What is so?
I have an ability, or it's an edge in advance, and I don't know if it applies this way, Jason.
Okay.
But it's MacGyver.
Oh yeah, where you can just kind of randomly have stuff like MacGyver would.
Yeah, and so I guess that's what I would want to try. It'd be like, yeah, hey, I'm gonna try. I would randomly have like a hairpin or something that I pull out of my hair to like try to pick this lock.
I love that a whole lot. Let's hang on a second. I was looking at something else.
Unless I can use my Nintendo Game Boy to pick it, like they do in the movie Surf Ninjas.
No, I think that's horrible. Sorry. Sorry. What is? Let me check with Billy real quick while I'm looking this up. What are you up to as Taylor's trying to breach the freezer door?
Billy's sort of chewing on some of the things that have been said and some of the clues, I guess, for lack of a better term, like the details, right? As a journalist, she's just sort of chewing over the details and not seriously paying attention to kind of what's going on. She's sort of more lost in her thoughts and there while she's trying to piece together some of these pie. What is it that we're missing? History repeats itself. What does that mean? How do we? You're counting on us? What is that? And she's just sort of like,
yeah. So with that, give me a notice check. I won't hit you with the penalties. You're wandering around the kitchen. What's crazy is they're so busy. It's just like they assume if you're in here that you deserve to be.
Right.
Jordan, that's going to be thievery.
Okay. Interesting. I don't see that on my character sheet.
And if you don't have it on your character sheet, that'll be agility. And we're going to call that, given your edge, we'll call it agility -2.
Okay. Why didn't that roll?
Don't know.
Hello.
There. Whoa.
There
wow. Okay. So we'll deal with Billy first. So Billy, the conversation in here, like, what? I don't understand. They're all talking about prohibition and period official things, and they're shouting at each other across the kitchen, like, man, it's going to be crazy once they start to stock, and they're just talking about how logistics are going to change and where we're going to be at, they're grounded in this moment, and they're really focused on dessert and this night, and it's like they're unaware that it could possibly not be that date. Like literally, that's all they care about. And at that point, we hear, and you pop it open with your bobby pin. I think Dylan's there, just kind of like about to like rip the wall off, just like fully frustrated, and you pop open the freezer.
Awesome. Under my breath, I go, "Yes, bitch," and then I just
just like Skyrim.
Yeah. I open the freezer. I'm assuming there's just a bunch of food in here.
Yes, girl. Yeah. So what there is in here are large slabs of meat, big vats of green beans and such, like, vegetables. It's industrial containers of food. Do you walk in? And it's nice and cool too.
Yeah. Are there any dead bodies in here, like in the 1985 movie Goonies, where they find it in the freezer with the Rocky Road?
And not initially, although you've not inspected each side of beef. Like the guy that hooked up with the other dude on Craigslist or whatever and wound up looking like that. That was bad. What do you do?
I'm gonna stand in the door, make sure nothing slams shut or anything like that.
Okay. So you're there.
I'm poking around, looking at the shelves, trying to find anything that might look like an eye or anything really that stands out in the freezer.
So you're there, and there's this moment where you sort of disassociate, where you are in the meat's hanging down, all this, you can hear the music, and then suddenly the sound and the tone of things change. In front of you, you see the sides of meat being pushed aside, and there's Anders. He's dressed a little differently, though, as he makes his way to the shelves at the back of the freezer. And like in this dreamlike state, you want to call out to your friends, but you're compelled to follow, and you see, as you pass between these swinging sides of meat, he retrieves something about the size of a lozenge case, like one of these old hammered tin cases. And he opens it up, and right there, it's almost like you're over his shoulder, seeing through his eyes, is a frozen eye. He picks it up, and he looks at it. He seems satisfied. closes it. And as he turns to you, you feel yourself about to gasp because he's going to see you. Oh shit, he's going to see me. And then you turn to kind of move away, and then you get smacked right with the side of this kind of swinging beef that you bruise up, and fall down on your bum bum. You hear Taylor fall, Dylan. Like with a thud. Like, eh.
Taylor, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I know where the eye is. Don't ask me how. I think I used a Game Shark to get the cheat codes, but basically, Anders has the eye. We are on the right trail. I'm feeling it.
Where is it?
I don't know. It's in some sort of case, it seemed. It's got to be on his person then. Was there anything that I noticed about like the area surrounding Anders? Like when I was having this vision, Jason, or was it just like in the freezer of eternity that I just saw him with
it's this freezer, and it's like when he went to retrieve it. Maybe I should have been a little more specific to set that scene, but he kind of like pushes through the sides of beef, and he moved a few things, like he had stashed it behind some other stuff in the freezer, like he had it there waiting for him.
I'm sorry. Then I would have. Can I retcon a little bit then?
Of course.
I think what I would have done then before I addressed Dylan I would be looking at the location that I saw him trying to stash.
Yeah. There's only one thing that's a little different is there's a stack of cans of sardines off to the side. But I mean, you could literally, it's like burned in your memory. You absolutely are looking at the same spot.
Okay. Do I see a lozenge case as I'm going around in the same spot?
You can give me a notice check if you want to look around, see what you find. Is that 4 or no? Is it coming again?
No, that should be it.
Oh,
I see a 4 and a 1.
Yeah, you look around and you see what's crazy is the canister that has moved. You notice that the frost, it's been moved recently, right? So there's some frost on like the wire shelving and stuff in here, and so. Think of like cans of green beans or something that had to be moved to get to said lozenge case. The movement of those pushed some of this frost aside, and that's what you're seeing right now. There's no way in the hell that would stay for another day or so. This happened just recently.
Yeah. Okay, so then what I probably would do once I've picked myself off the butt and now trying to respond to Dylan, who I've been quiet with for a little bit now, looking for the thing.
Yeah.
Be like, it was here. The eye was here. I saw it. But it's not here, but it was here.
So now what?
It's Anders has to have it. Anders was in here. He's a person who knows where it was. Don't ask me how I know that. He's got to have the eye. Maybe we try for the other ingredients, but at least we know where we can probably try to get the eye from. And then like under my breath, because I'm still like very excited from it, I'm just like, I hope it doesn't thaw because I need a frozen one. If he thaws, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. What do you do?
So I'm gonna walk out of the freezer at this point and let it kind of close behind. Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you need frozen rat brains? While you were in there?
It wasn't the. Was it? It was only the eye that was frozen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Rabid.
cat whisker and rabid animal brains.
Yeah, sometimes they would practice used to be that if they had an animal that they thought was rabid, they would cut the head off and freeze it and send it off for testing. So I was wondering if there might be something stashed in the freezer like that.
I have questions about how you know that, Tara, but we'll save this for after game.
I read books.
No,
clinical ones at that.
Yeah. I go, yeah, nothing else of interest stuck out. It's just, I know the eye was here. He has it. He's got to have it.
Where's this other stuff going to be then, Taylor?
The dude at the front said that the rats are in the quote staff quarters. This has got to be that area. We need to find the rats so that we can get the rat brains. Don't ask me how, but we're got to do it. Oh, sorry, metagame. What was the third ingredient?
Cat whisker.
Cat whisker, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's literally written.
I know, sorry,
it's in your bra.
Oh, you're right. I should.
Yeah, look in your bra. So as you're there in the kitchen, one of the guys that was talking about the whole change of storage and all this other stuff kind of is heading toward the freezer, and he stops. He goes, y'all lost. Dinner's out there. If you want it fresh, don't you? I know. Do you smell that chocolate? He kind of walks over toward
It was so hot on the dance floor. We just wanted to cool down.
Oh yeah, they are cooking tonight, aren't they? And he opens the freezer and he lets the cold air waft back out toward you. When you taste that chocolate souffle, though, then you're gonna know heat. Then you're gonna know heat. And he almost pauses for too long, and then goes back toward the fridge. Goes on about his business and just to acknowledge that you're standing in the kitchen and they're all chopping shit, whatever. What do you do?
I'm looking for. So I've updated Dylan. Where is Billy and Alex right now? Because I'm so excited. Like I want everybody filled in on like this has got to be it. Like,
yeah.
We gotta.
So you gather here in the kitchen somewhere? Do you try to stand out in the hallway? What are you thinking?
Is everybody still in the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not like we weren't in the freezer or near the freezer, but we were just kind of hanging out in the kitchen.
Yeah. So I think I would try to use the advantage of, because you said this is a busy kitchen, right? So the bustle just happening here, just to be like, I fill them in on the situation that I just described with the eye that I believe Anders has it. And then basically I'm saying like, let's focus on the other two ingredients. Maybe we can summon a way out of here. So we got to figure out where they're using this rat poison at. That's got to be where the animal can be for the third ingredient. Don't ask me about cats, though. I haven't seen any.
So, I love it. So you step out of the kitchen. People coming, going, jazz. Again, it seems to be the same song, but it's not at the same time. It's maddening. It's you're almost like, Jesus, it's the same bar, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just you. So directly across the hall is a door. Well, there are 3 doors that are optional. And there's a hallway going south.
Are all of these so like the kitchen had that peephole, right? The kind of galley peephole that we
the swinging doors had
that did.
They both do, so that way you can see when you're coming and going, you don't bash someone with trays. So yeah, they've got both of those.
Do the 3 doors on the same wall have that same window for peeking or no?
No, they do not.
Okay. Are they labeled at all? Are there anything like staff entrance or janitorial closet?
Yeah,
or any,
actually, yeah. So there's cargo only. It says on the door right there to the north. Let me ping it so you see it right there. That one. It says cargo only. Okay. And you notice that it's got like one of these slidey. Now that you're really paying attention, it's got one of those slidey kind of accordion style doors like elevators used to have. Also, now that you're really standing here and paying attention and you're not kind of looking at like the kitchen equipment in the kitchen, you can glance back there and you can tell that the elevator is not here. It is elsewhere.
Okay, so are we like looking at a shaft essentially?
Yep. So when you kind of look in there, yes. This door here is just a institutional door. I'm going to assume it says storage on it. On a kind of nice, like, early 1950 or 1950s, 1930s kind of nameplate sort of thing.
I probably would. I'm very excited at this point. I'm probably being a little bit reckless because I'm like, oh, like I feel like I've got a trail now. So like if I see that other door looking like an elevator shaft that I can't call. I'm assuming there's no buttons that we can call up, is there?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So assuming there's no buttons that I can use to call the elevator, then I'm gonna go to the next door, and it's storage. And my mind immediately goes, "Oh, there's definitely rats in the storage closet. I need a rat." I would try to open that door.
Okay. You just open the door.
Catch the rat in.
I haven't figured that
A
out.
rabid rat, no less.
I don't have all the answers.
No.
Clearly.
So you open the door. Who's first, and what is the rest of the team like here? So we've got Alex and Billy. We got where you guys all clustered around together around that door.
I thought we were all kind of moving together.
Okay.
Taylor would be opening the door. I'd be probably not in the back.
I think I would be first. I'd be first in, I would imagine.
Yeah. So with a skip of the heartbeat, you turn that handle and open it into a room that has lots of shelves. You look around. There's quite a lot of boxes here, Jordan, as you're looking around. Dry ingredients, that kind of stuff, supplies, things like light bulbs and numerous things are stored in here. It's a fairly sizable room. Give me, do you guys just kind of glance in? Do you look around? Like, what the fuck was that?
I'm
eyeball.
again guarding
awesome.
the door.
Okay.
I've decided I'm a bouncer.
Yep.
I'm definitely looking around. I'm trying to look for rat droppings.
Okay, good call. Give me a notice check.
I'm trying not to look for rat droppings.
Yeah, I don't want any.
Ah.
The rest of you guys fan out and look, or are you all just waiting for Taylor to come back?
No,
Yeah,
I'll look
Billy
around.
will go in there and take a look around.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Alex.
I'll look around too. Oh, notice. My bad.
Notice.
Do I need to look? I'm staying towards the door.
No, I think you're making sure no one comes and closes off the door. They're deeper in the room. Nice. So Alex, so Billy, you do see some rat turds, and the only thing special about them is that they're fairly large in comparison to the ones that you had back home in the basement. Alex, you find a rat in the rat trap, and its skull has just been flattened by the rat trap. It's completely dead. It's also missing its tail and a good part of the skin around it, like it was torn out from the root.
There's
I'm
a
like,
cat?
do you guys see anything? Like, I'm eagerly looking through, and so I just kind of call back to the group.
Yeah, Billy says there's some rat droppings over here, but I don't see anything else.
Yeah, there's a smushed rat over here. It's
I perk up, and I'm like, a rat.
Yep.
And the,
Yeah, you want the brains, you do it. You
and
do
the,
it.
and the blood's still a little damp.
Ooh, fresh.
Does it look like there are brains? I don't know how to verse that except by saying that sentence.
New episode title. Does it look like there are brains? In a sense, yeah. There's
it
some
look
ants
rabid?
running out of it. So as you if you run around there and you're like, oh, looking at this rat, there's some little tiny ants kind of running around. Like it's been here long enough to attract a few vermin.
The uncles.
There's certainly no intact brain. Like its head was just pretty much just destroyed, smashed.
They didn't say how much of it. You just put the whole head in
That's
there.
a fair point. Also, you don't know if it's rabid. You don't have a way of testing that.
Yeah, this is starting to come to Taylor, and she's just like, well, at least we know where we can find a rat if we're desperate. But I'd prefer one that we knew was, a little cuckoo.
Dylan, you're by the door. They're looking around.
Yeah.
Give me a notice check real quick,
Oh,
please.
no. Not very noticey.
Just start
Oh
punching the
man,
air.
that's a critical failure, which means you can't spend a penny to fix it. And since good for you to get that out of your way now, but yeah, you don't notice the thing that I was going to share with you, nor does anyone else.
Damn it.
Yeah, at least it could have been worse though. It could have been at a moment where she's trying to save one of your lives. What do you do? What are you thinking?
So I go to everybody. I'm like, well, that's roughly 2 out of 3. I know not quite what we need, but we have no idea about where to find a cat. So do we keep peeking around? Maybe Anders has one in his room. Like, what's
Where there's rats, cats are sure to be around. Maybe we
Right.
keep
That's
looking.
probably what happened to the tail.
I say we keep searching. Maybe the elevator will come back up. Maybe there's even an exit where the elevator goes.
What do you do?
So I would probably look to leave to go out to where Dylan is then. Just
Okay.
like, you know,
Just
I
in the door.
kind of wave my hand off to Alex to like, don't touch the rat. Just like leave it there. You know,
Yeah.
we'll come back for it.
So you leave the rat in the trap and you know the bait that's there and all that sort of stuff, and you step back out. So this basically brings you to here. So there's a door immediately to your left as you walk out, and there's a hallway which does this. I'm showing Roll20 how to reveal areas in the fog of war. There is a hallway that does that.
Are these doors that we see also labeled like the other one was, or no?
Yes, one says that
On the official
it's
stream.
basically says storage employees only. This top one here, let me get back to my pointy thing here. This.
Jason, I'm sorry. I need to take a quick bio break.
Yep, no worries. Let's take 5.
Sorry.
No, bio is good. So hey, everybody out there on the stream, thanks for tuning in to episode. What is this? Episode 4, I guess, of our. It was going to be a one shot, which we may conclude tonight, or at most with one more episode. Because if we don't conclude tonight, this shit's at least going to hit the fan. Announcements. What do we got? So we have Thursday, Jordan is running Fallout RPG. If you haven't joined us for that stream, it's so much fun. It's so silly
good
and
time.
awesome.
Would recommend.
Yeah, so we're going to play that on Thursday. Tomorrow night, we have an episode of Vampire, where our characters are going to do whatever they were doing before, but whatever comes after that. I don't remember now. And then Sunday, this coming Sunday, we have Vile Dawn, the Savage World Superheroes thing. And then at some point, damn it, Mike, we got to get back to Deadlands.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Even if it was just like just a credits thing, and be like, and then they killed the Futley brothers, and everybody
happening.
rode
That's
on to
not
the sunset.
That's not happening. There's no way. We can make it happen. I think we can. And then so we're talking about doing some sci-fi stuff. We're going to do another one of these sort of horror shorts that's set in space. I think Mike jumped in and said he wanted to be involved with that, which will be cool.
Hell yeah.
If any of you out there on the stream are interested, I'd love to have you join. As long as you could put up with Mike, maybe Jordan, maybe Steve. Like a 30-player survival horror.
Hell yeah. Just
That would
Among
be
Us.
that would be so
but
fun to
adults.
run for a GM. Like you can't hurt the bad guy because it'll
Love
just
that.
kill you. What do you do? Yes,
What do you do with-
Thorg says 30-player survival horror. Who's the bad guy though on the stream? Meat grinder rules, that's fine, but what is the bad guy? Who or what?
Climate change.
I think it's like Steve Buscemi, or
Oh.
I don't know, like
That's way scary.
like a rabid Steve Buscemi chasing you guys around.
we need his brains.
It's a sentient AI.
I didn't write
but
this
it's
one.
voiced by Steve Buscemi.
What I like though is there's hope in this one, because if I'd have written this, there'd be no hope, and at the end you just realize that you're all fucked. And it's just like, why did we sit through this? Because you just killed
I
us.
still feel like it, but I'm enjoying sitting through it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying reading through all of the messages from Thorg that I didn't realize were happening in the chat.
There she is. Somebody remind me. A
It's
time
pouring
stamp.
rain.
Is it?
out here, and I had to take the dog out.
Oh man.
Now I'm a drowned A-rat.
Welcome back. I'm gonna assume it's because Dylan's sweaty. Dylan's like all like pumped up and ready to go.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
He's glistening.
Oh, and Chaosium Con, the 18th, right, of this month. We're all going to be there. We're going to be doing some live streams from there if I can make it work technically with the internet. We're playing some really cool games from the Chaosium bunch, so look for that.
Jared confronted me over
About us
instant messenger.
taking over his game.
Uh-huh.
Oh well, don't have a good game then. Tell him that. Like, anyway.
He's like, what are you doing in my game? You already played this one. Yeah, 4 years ago, man.
Yeah. Shit. 4 hours ago, and I would forget. Okay. So we've just stepped out of the kitchen. You had this Taylor had this vision with the eyeball. You're out in the hallway now, and you realize actually, the whole rat thing, now you're in the hallway. What do you do? So the top door here basically says storage employees only. This door, if you check it out, because you mentioned that, was private, as is this one. But okay, so what does this look like? Are all of you crowding into this hallway? Help me understand how this is going, because I need somebody to make notice checks. I just need to be fair about it.
I'm still going to be bringing up the rear.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're kind of at the intersection, kind of keeping an eye out. Like if somebody starts something, you'll keep them back. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I came out into the hallway where Dylan was intentionally, so I'm probably here, like on the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be very close. Like Taylor sort of waved us both out, and we both came in.
Yeah. So the first thing that you notice about this door is that it's locked, and there's actually a note there, kind of taped with like packing tape that says "Do not enter." It's like haphazardly written, like obviously not meant to be part of the. It's more of a circumstantial note kind of thing.
I definitely want to enter that door.
Rabid rats inside. Do not open.
Right.
Yeah, rabid rats just squirting out of everywhere. That's the other game. Squirting and rats. And,
I did call her.
yeah. So you cluster around that door. It is in fact locked. What are you going to do about that, guys?
I want to try my MacGyvering again because I've already proven I can pick a lock.
Okay.
Now remind me what I had to roll for the lock.
So
pick,
it is thievery, but that's agility. We're going to do
said.
agility -2 to honor your edge.
Yeah, let me make sure that the -2 is in there. It is. Did that go through? Nope. Try again.
Ooh, you're trying. It's not working for you. You want to
I just go, damn.
just let it go.
Yeah, I think I probably would. There's a lot of other things to explore right now.
Okay. Fair enough. So you move down the hallway then, I assume?
I would probably go to the next door unless unless one of my party members tries to like strong arm the door. I don't know if Dylan is gonna like bust in with the shoulder.
Fair point. Yeah, so Dylan, you see him or her, trying to fiddle with the lock and is unsuccessful.
You need some help with that? Home. What do you want to do?
Hey Dylan, can you rip this door's arm off real quick?
Give it the old college try, the heave ho.
I mean, I can try.
I mean, I think you can. Good.
What's it going to take for me to rip this door handle off?
I'm going to let you make an athletics check. And then
this is what you do.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. So I'm going to have you make a strength check, and then we're going to add 2 to that.
Do it.
Tell me about why this door is unable to stand up to your might, Dylan. Like, what does the camera see? If you're like, you need some help with that, what happens then?
So 2 things. One, like I'm doing that thing where I'm timing the twisting of the door handle with the where I'm throwing my weight
Yeah,
against the
yeah.
door, all 138 pounds of me, trying to, get where the latch is just barely
Like 38
grabbing
pounds
at
of
the same
pure
time.
muscle, right? Just like,
Right.
yeah.
But when nobody's looking, I slip a credit card out of my wallet and slip it in there as I do the shoulder slam, and it slips it.
I'll take it. That's so good. That's so good. Give yourself a Benny for being a street kid. Okay. So you bust open the door. You guys probably halfway notice, but you don't want to discuss it because you don't want to get him started. This is probably some shit like he's done before. So you open the door. There's all kinds of stuff strewn in here, and in fact, you do hear movement when you open the door. There's a bit of movement in here. Small animal, probably rats, something like that, scurrying.
I go right back to the door.
There, you're like, oh, you're afraid of rats. That'd be amazing. I should have put that on the character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So what you see here is a staircase, which has been completely boarded up, like it and walled off. It looks like it's not okay to traverse. Basically, they've got enough wood here that it's unusable. I mean, you could climb it like some kind of weird, playground contraption. But it's pretty dangerous. And there's another handwritten sign here that says danger, do not use. And the sign looks pretty old, like it's been hanging here for a minute. It goes down, by the way, as they all do. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Had to
Oh, cool button.
Yeah, I know. I'll send you a button. You got one. What do you do?
I don't think we use it.
Can you describe again what exactly I'm looking at?
So,
The
yeah,
inside of the
there's
elevator?
a staircase that goes down.
Oh.
But they have completely boarded it up to the point where they're trying to say, don't use this. And there's like a little sign there that's obviously written, to dissuade people, like paint or something, on a piece of paper that's like, do not use, danger, do not use.
The staircase is so dangerous, they lock the door getting in here, I think.
Well, there is by the way, there is other stuff in here. There's like, there's like a variety of things that you might store that something extra lamps and things like that, like the more, what's the word, like operational supplies versus food and whatnot. But yeah, and then probably some more of that down in the basement, you would guess. That's probably what it's used for.
Do we have a light?
I don't know. You got your phones. Some of you. Just no
I was
signal.
asking if there was like a light in the area or anything. But
Oh yeah, there's a light in here. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I turned that on.
Yeah, you pull the tink.
Yeah. Just scan to see if there's anything pertinent.
I look away as they turn the light on.
I don't want to
Okay.
get tetanus, so.
So go ahead.
I feel like I missed something in the previous room. And I'd like to spend a Benny to go get it, if that's a thing I can do. Or if I'm retroactively modifying the story slightly.
Depends on what it is you think you're gonna go get. So what? Tell me what are you thinking? What you see? Alex is in there looking around, and
I want the bait that was on the trap.
oh yeah. So no Benny's necessary. So you're thinking about like, okay, there's something. I smell what you're cooking. So you go back and you get like some crumbles of like dried Parmesan or something like that.
Yeah,
like some
just
real
something.
kind of stinky cheese.
Yeah, whatever was being used for that. Just
Yeah.
because I want that for going forward. If we're
I
gonna,
guess I want some stinky cheese.
who doesn't?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm thinking if there's a situation where I can't guarantee that one was rabid, at least I know what they go for, so I can make them go to something.
Yeah.
Because Dylan's not going to fucking help.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
Dylan, I need you to go. You need to go punch the rats.
So you
I'm
guys
not
are
punching any rats either. Just saying.
So you guys are clustered around this room at one point where you hear the kind of footfalls. And it's the guy who was talking to you about storage and, you know, the prohibition, all these things, and ice cream. Y'all, dessert's out this way. You don't need to be back here. It's dangerous back here. They had it closed down because of the rats. Now, come on. And he doesn't force you to come, but he's just like advising you, and he's very busy. So he's like, come on now. And he turns.
What's wrong with the rats there?
Well, between you and me, there's just a lot of them down in the basement. There's a bunch of them down in the basement. But
so you guys just kind of walled off because there's a bunch of scare rats
down there? So Anders just had that closed off. He said, we're not supposed to go down there because of the rat problem. Lots of rats. But anyway, I would get fired if anybody heard me say that. Just y'all be safe. I gotta go.
It's okay.
Taylor tries to.
We'll be right back out. I was just saying, we'll be right back out. Good.
Taylor, what?
Taylor tries to catch him before he leaves, and is just like, "What do you guys try to get rid of those? You know, you tried any, cats? Tried releasing a cat down there?"
He laughs. Huh? You need a lot of cats. Now, we had some rat poison. Did you hear? I shouldn't even be telling you this. One of these guests got all liquored up and came down here to get some rat poison, talking about he had some rats up in his room. And he was just about beat old Billy down trying to get it.
We saw him.
Damnedest thing. Anyway, I'm not security enough.
Name of Anders?
What? He said.
Guy in a tux name of Anders? That what his name is?
No, that wasn't Anders. I don't know what that boy's name was. He's just some guest.
I turned to Dylan. I turned to Dylan and I'm like, "It's your boy from the kitchen." The husband.
You know what room he's staying in?
Oh, no, they don't let. I wish they let me. I wish they let me out of this kitchen more often than they do. Listen, folks, I gotta go. I just wanted to let you know it's not safe in there. I'm not gonna spoil your time, but hey, I'm watching you. And he smiles and he goes about his business.
He barely leaves visual when I start peeling things away from the the door into the basement.
Okay, yeah. So you start breaking that away.
Just to be clear, my character is going through a bit of a problem. I'm not suddenly all about violence and all about figuring shit out. I'm just trying to get out of this.
Yeah.
Because my character is very, very frustrated and very upset and just wants this done.
Okay. What about the rest of you? So she starts peeling boards away.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to Dylan and I'm just like, if we can't use the rat that was in the closet next door, maybe there's a live rat in that couple's room back upstairs. Okay. Don't forget.
It seems we're gonna have no problem finding rats. So yeah.
Didn't you? Aren't there any rats in the storage room here?
Oh, but maybe theirs was alive. And then I turned to Billy and I'm like, or maybe he's using it on his wife. And like I just stopped. I'm like,
I would like to remind you that the hallucination that you had, she was barfing up, foamy, vilely, gross, and you realize she had been poisoned.
That's why I stopped. I'm like,
yeah.
Dude,
let's not go there.
You could. I mean, was it a premonition though? Are you failing to stop a murder?
I'll just start the level over again if that's the case.
I did a quick save a little while ago. I'm fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Hey, Billy's been quiet. Let's have a notice check. Billy's kind of there, checking out, watching what's going on.
Noticing all the things.
So they're talking, and when there's a few people talking in a room, you can zone out as to what's being said, but you wouldn't miss something that slips in between the cracks of that conversation. So they're talking back and forth about maybe the rat, whatever, and you kind of hear this like sound. It's near enough by. It's not right where you are, and it's certainly not down in the basement, but it's maybe out in the hallway.
Well, I'm right in the door. What do I see?
I think you were engaged in the conversation. You notice Billy looking around. You don't see anything, but there is in fact a sound coming from down this hallway.
Shh. Did you guys hear that? Listen. Somebody groaning? Are they hurt? Billy starts to follow the sound and poking an ear out and taking a couple steps and listening and trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Yes, you sort of walk down to the very end of this hallway where this door is here. And if you listen, you can hear this sort of, it's this very mournful, just this hollow moan.
Is the door locked?
Yeah, I was just going to turn to the group and say, should we check the handle?
It's like the camera sees Dylan reach out for this handle, right? And it's one of those old sculpted 1920s style or Victorian style knobs. You turn the knob and no, it is not locked. You hear it kind of click open and as you start to open it.
I knock as I open it.
You knock without much reaction. And the first thing that does hit you, though, is the smell. It's the scent of like this warm, moist, rotten meat that just pushes through that little crack in the door as the air escapes and it just washes over you. You can taste it more than smell it. It comes out into the hall almost like a gust. On the bed within, in this tiny room lit with like one little lamp, is what might be a man. Can't be any older than 20, but his head, his face, his arms are all covered with these seeping yellow-brown strips of gauze, having been sitting there long enough that they've soaked up more than their share of whatever infection he has. His left foot is nothing more than a stump, twitching and wrapped in a similar dressing. On the nightstand next to him, looks to be a little old vintage prescription bottle. You can't read it from the hallway, but there's a syringe next to it. And there's a telltale bottle of antiseptic like iodine and additional rolls of gauze.
I look at Alex.
What do you do?
You asked for medical.
Let's have a spirit
Yeah,
check.
great.
Alex, spirit check,
Great.
please. Yeah.
Spirit check. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping it'd be like a medicine check, but that's cool.
Okay. So your Hippocratic oath, right? You adhere to it. What are you going to try to do? So, you hold it together enough that the sight doesn't freak you out so much. I don't know about the rest of you.
I just whisper, "Oh my God." And then I gag. Sit back out of the room.
I turned to Billy and I'm like, I saw this on CSI Miami.
Did you smell it on CSI Miami too?
Yeah, I have my hands open and like I'm sort of gesturing like
Mike gets an extra Benny.
like in a calming way, just trying to assess, trying to get close, trying to get out of the way of the light coming from the hallway sort of thing, so I can get a better look.
His jaw is chattering, Alex, as you approach from the sheer pain. His hands are shaking, and he says, "Please, don't let the rats eat my other foot." And he regards the end of the bed, and you can see where something has chewed away at the dressing. And there are little flecks of what might have been his foot, little pieces of bone that have been chewed away as he's laying here, unable to move. Help me. Make it stop. Every time, he cries. What do you do? There are some medical supplies in here. This seems to be like sort of a first aid center, although it's ill-equipped for what's been going on here. You're not sure the whole story. But you can attempt, if you would like, to stabilize him at least to a point where he's not in horrific pain.
Yeah, I start doing that.
Okay. Give me
I
that.
pull gauze and I find a little clean area and I administer whatever is there.
Morphine. There's morphine. The thing that when you pick this up, what's crazy, there's no way this is real, but it's this old syringe, little sort of reservoir of morphine, but it would be dried up by now. There's no way, but it seems viable for whatever reason in this hellish place. So let's have.
I don't think there's any way that I can calculate this.
No.
But I think in my desperation, I do it anyway, just because I kind of
squirt.
Well, a Hippocratic oath or not, I also have a selfish interest of wanting the situation over.
Yeah.
So I would be sort of pushing past, because do no harm, but extends to also not applying bad medicine.
Yeah.
But if I'm seeing this as something that's, if my concept of reality is breaking down now to include little trials and tests, then I'm already changing how I'm thinking about this whole thing, right? I'm no longer trying to puzzle through it 100%. I'm more trying to get to the end. But yeah,
knowledge medicine, and that will allow you to make a straight healing roll if you're successful. Wow, well done. So yeah, you're like, okay, he's considering his weight, considering all that you're looking at here in terms of his health and his hydration and all those other factors that you know about him, like what his stability level is. Like, okay, I can hit him with this amount of morphine and get him at least comfortable. I'm not going to make you roll healing for that, but what do you want to do beyond that? Do you want to try to stabilize him and deal with his wounds and what's been going on? You don't even know what's underneath these.
No, I want to see if I can get him to talk.
Okay.
Because this, at this point, the merciful act here would be for someone who is this diseased and doesn't have adequate health things would be to basically render unconscious and try to hold stable, right? But also, initially I have a goal of I want things answered.
Yeah, so he's there, and you shoot him, and he's there. His eyes are so remorseful and so pain riddled, and when the wash of morphine comes over him, he just sort of, oh, you're an angel, you beautiful angel. He cries. It's been so long. What do you said try to get him to talk. How do you go about that? You just give him more morphine.
I ask him how long it's been.
Oh, seems like forever. Oh, the rats came and I watched them tick and bite and bite. I thought someone would come to stop them, but they didn't. But I don't remember a time when it wasn't like this. Do you know what I mean? When it just...
Yeah.
I think I might have had a family, but I can't remember. The pain is just so great, and it goes away, and then it comes again. He says.
I ask him how many times we've been here.
He gets stiff all of a sudden. You can't speak of that. You can't speak of that. No, not here.
If you talk about it, I can make this easy for you.
Not here. Not here. Too much. And you realize you gave him too much. You watch him as he seizes and goes into cardiac arrest and dies right in front of you. His last words being, too much. Too much. And you're there with the syringe.
Well,
you're like, well, that'll do it.
Yeah. So that'll be $100 copay. You can talk to the person in the lobby. They'll check you out on your way out.
She's wasted.
Sorry, do you have an extra kid we need to talk to?
Extra Benny for you, sir. That was great.
Thanks.
I peed.
Thanks. I don't got anything. Yeah.
She's a waste.
Great. All right. So that answers a lot of questions I have. That's awesome. Anyone else want to? He's dead.
You know what? I want to talk to the dead man that I just killed with too much morphine.
If we
Taylor's just like, damn, Alex.
I didn't. I haven't finished school. This.
I like Steve's like, hey, listen, I still got student loans and shit. Like, you can't be mad at me.
Yeah.
He hasn't even done residency yet. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's fine. This was, I mean, with the imaginary injection I gave to the imaginary guy, sure. I just want this fucking done.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so.
Can I
I'm kind of like waving
from
everybody.
the doorway, Jason?
Yeah, I think so. Well, the room is fairly small in comparison, but yeah. What did I just do? I think you can kind of see the scene that's gone on in here. There's some standing medical cabinets with your typical sort of like a resort style infirmary, you know,
It's 4
kind
other
of
rooms.
stuff.
Huh?
But yeah, you would have seen this, yes. How did the rest of you react to him overdosing this person on accident? Because I would assume that that's what you think you saw.
Yeah, I mean, I literally out loud said, damn, Alex. Like, I'm just shocked that happened. Even though I think it's a video game, I'm just like, damn, you botched that. Like,
I don't think Billy would be like, the guy was very clearly suffering, and so I think Billy understands.
Yeah.
At the very least, his suffering is over.
Yeah. There is a sense of peace actually that sweeps into the room now that you think about it.
I think that Dylan is overwrought, partially because he had no part of that exchange, and therefore is that it's my words are failing me today. Amplifying his feeling of helplessness and powerlessness, and bringing back the not so distant events of the car crash and everything that what happened to his friends and how he was unable to help them and cycling back into this. So I think Dylan's starting to lose his shit a little bit here.
Yeah. I think you're backing away from the door, Dylan, and the camera finds you backing in across the hallway, just like into the door across the hall, which interestingly enough has a wooden plaque on it which says manager.
I turn around and through frustrated tears start banging on the door.
You just start like, I love that extra Benny. He's just like all just crying and it's all coming out. What are the rest of you guys doing? So he's banging on, we would guess it's Anders' door.
I probably would be like, we're supposed to be sleeping. They said he's sleeping. We're going to get kicked out. Then we'll never get these ingredients. I'm just trying to summon something.
Doesn't he have the eye, though? Maybe we do need to talk to him.
And then I grab her wrist. I grab Billy's wrist and I'm like, you're right. Keep banging.
Technically, I know where a freezer is and where a person who has 2 eyeballs is.
Alex is starting
Billy
to go
slowly looks at the
super
person
dark.
That's all.
He's not going to use that. How long does it take to freeze an eye?
About as long as it's going to take us to get a rabid.
Yeah.
Can you look that up in the textbook? I'm sure it's listed. How long will it take
Just
to
Google it.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, how long does it take to freeze a human eye, please?
I don't know.
To satisfy.
I'm not going to search that shit.
Nope.
Sorry.
Listen, an hour, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Let's go
They're
with
mostly
Tara.
water, so probably.
Yeah, that's fair. That jelly.
Yeah.
Yummy.
That's the
Getting
aqueous
less
humor.
breathing
Thank you very
time.
much. And it should take a very short time because there's a high saline amount. So that should drop the freeze temperature. It's fine.
So my BFFs, what do you do?
Yeah, so we're banging on the manager door. Is anybody opening it?
No. And
Damn.
Dylan's not just like, hey guy, he's just what's
No,
up?
I'm
Like,
pounding
you know,
at it. I'm
yeah.
probably going to start. This feels good to take out this in uncontrolled way. So I'm going to escalate and bang harder, and then I'm going to like step back and I'm going to start kicking at it.
Give me an athletics check, and let's see what happens there. Yeah, so you kick it. There's not a raise there, but let me have strength +2, please. Watch you like roll 100. So 7. So yeah, you've been pounding on it and it's kind of starting to vibrate and you kick it just right. And yeah, it doesn't, the whole door doesn't blow in like the Incredible Hulk, but you crack the door frame, which would allow you, if you really want, to push it the rest of the way open, right? So you kick it and the moorings for the latch basically crack all the way up the door frame. Like,
Yeah, when I see it crack, I'm going to kick it again.
Yeah, so you send that door flying open.
What do we see when it flies open? And I'm standing there breathless.
Orcs. No, I'm kidding.
A pile of cat whiskers. It's a cat barber.
So there are a couple things that you notice.
Cat whiskers.
Excellent.
So there are a couple things that you notice immediately. The first one of those is that when you kick the second time, especially when you kick the door open, a flood of cold air comes out of this room. It has to be a good 25, 30 degrees colder than the rest of this place. Like it's to the point where it's almost like, you know, like the vapor from your breath is visible right there at the doorway. So right out and around the hallway as the cold air spills out. Second is that it's completely dead silent in there. You kick open the door and you want to hear this satisfying smack as it hits the back wall, but you don't.
What do we see? Is this like a manager's office or is this a bedroom?
It's a bedroom. So other than, it's a little bit of both. Remember, this is like 1920s era stuff, right? So there's not like you had a fancy prefab office kind of thing, but it's basically you had a bed in the center of the room for like the night manager kind of thing. A very small writing table with one of those cool rolly uppy things. There's probably a term for that. Put it in the chat below. I'll send you a t-shirt.
Roll top desk.
The only light in this room is one of those creepy ass single filament bulbs that dangles from a chain in the middle of the ceiling. Just one of those pan lights that you would expect to see in like a prison camp or something horrible like that. The floor itself is cinder block with a thinning mat of like this dull fabric glued down to kind of approximate carpet. So pretty nice digs is what I'm trying to say. On the walls are hundreds of little symbols. And at first, Dylan, you're the first one in there. You're like, what the hell is going on? It's like these like little, like a texture. But it's just little tiny symbols all the way around the walls.
Anything I recognize looks familiar in any way?
Does anybody have some occult knowledge?
Oh boy.
I have it on my skills list. Does that mean I have some?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I do. It's not much, but it's on there.
Ooh.
It's
I
more than I
don't
thought.
know.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
Billy,
good at drawing conclusions.
So why do you know something about occult? Tell me something about Billy that we didn't put in the character sheet. Why does she know something about this stuff?
one of my first homework assignments as I went into journalism was about this small cult that was in a small town just outside of where we are now, and I had gone and done some sort of on the ground investigative investigation, And I actually met a young boy who was sort of dancing with the devil, so to speak, and he was willing to open up to an interview, and he was highly knowledgeable and incredibly charismatic, and we must have talked for hours, and he shared a lot of insight into that whole world. So I was able to sort of lean on that a little bit as I was looking at what we were seeing here.
So you're looking around and you realize that these characters, some of them repeat strategically. They're very precise. Like literally you could come in here with a level and make sure, and precision is important when you're creating something that is a layer of protection, right? It's like the protective circle for the summoner, but this is to protect anyone in here from things out there. Demonic things. The worst of things. As you're looking it over, it's like, wow, like, this can't be real. This guy went crazy. The rest of you, as she's charting these symbols and trying to figure out, like, they're like old Aramaic, kind of obscure. So around about his room, he's got various little books, some larger than others, in slightly haphazard piles around the writing desk, right? Like he had one here, like I do my books for reference here, the superhero guide, for example, but that's not what he has. You're welcome, Pinnacle. That's our plug. Give me the sponsors. But they're open to random pages, and there's some circles and some dog ears. It's like he was completely obsessed with this crazy occult stuff. So you guys are a little bit overwhelmed with what you see as you walk in, and it's freezing in here. You can see your breath in front of you, but what do you guys do as you come into the room?
I look on the floor for rats.
Give me a notice check. I'll let you know if you find some rats.
No, I'm not trying to find rats, just being clear.
I see.
I'm trying to avoid them.
Trying to avoid them. Taylor?
Mm-hmm. Since I see a lot of books, I'm looking to see if I see another Bible, since that's where important information was hidden before that I came across.
No, but I'll give you a notice check to see what you find as you're searching around.
Okay.
What about those? So I'm going to assume that Billy's very focused on the inscription, which is not trivial for someone. You know, you don't walk in like Egon from Ghostbusters and like, oh, this is what this is. Is it Vigo?
Master, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I get it now. So Taylor, you rolled a 4. Is that what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
Sorry, my character would probably want to be involved in this in some way as well. So
Yeah. Oh, so what are you doing while you're at this? You're welcome to roll. Just searching around.
yeah, I'm just looking around. I don't have any basis in this, but as far as what's been going on, I have no doubt that this is now the proper explanation for it, because that made no sense, and this makes no sense. So I'm just gonna keep it going.
So you're digging around, and who made the higher one? Yeah, that was you. So Alex, okay. So Taylor, you're looking around the bed, kind of patting and moving the pillow and whatever, and you notice that there's actually a leather book there, separate from all the rest. It's pretty simple, pretty basic compared to the rest. It doesn't look as old and as tooled. And just as you move that, Alex, you notice this odd dust mark on the floor. Like maybe this bed's been moved before. So Taylor, you've got the book, and then you, Alex, believe there's something going on under this bed.
I grab the edge of the bed and I go to push or tug it in a way that looks like
pull it
it's
away from the
moving
wall.
along,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this gets everyone's attention as you're there looking at various things. You're looking for rats and whatever.
Oh,
and,
yeah. And I'm announcing. I'm like, guys, this thing's been dragged. We missed this.
Taylor, what are you doing with this book?
I'm going to flip through it.
Give me a flipping through it roll. let's use it. We'll use
vigor,
notice.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a book
Let's
persuasion.
have library use. No, I'm kidding.
I go over to the bed and get ready to help move it.
This makes things much easier as Alex is kind of struggling with it. You step aside, Taylor, and you're flipping through in it.
Yeah, what am I rolling? I think.
We can use notice. It's fine.
Okay. Blah. I'm terrible at flipping. I'm skipping a lot of pages as I flip.
Yeah, you are. Do you want to spend a penny? You want to let it go? What are you going to do?
I don't even know if I have any left, if I'm being honest. I feel like I spent my all.
There's no way.
Oh, I just accidentally gave him one. It's fine.
All right. Well, then I will.
Because I gave you one for an eye roll. I don't think you spent.
Okay.
Spend the eye roll one. Let's see what happens. Okay. I don't even know what your wild die said. Do you have a penalty on there? It looks like -1. Fatigue. I see. I see.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I'm fatigued.
You are fatigued. Good for you. So you're flipping. There's a lot of stuff in there. It starts out. It's early on, and it's fairly inspirational. There are little notes, but because he's very busy, he's very excited to be busy. He just got this job. He and his wife needed this. It's out in the middle of nowhere. He never wanted to be here, but it's good. And you flip forward a little bit. You're scanning, and there's like some stuff where you're like, okay, I'll come back to that later. Toward the end, though, it starts to get really fucking weird when the depression sets in, and when he starts to hear voices, and he thinks it's her, and he wants her back more than anything. There's a diagram there of some symbol with what's the word I'm looking? Dimensions, and it repeats these ingredients for the summoning. But then
same ingredients?
Yes. On the opposing page, however, there is another symbol, and it says counter ritual. And in parentheses, it says just in case.
What is that?
And it says, I'll send you guys a handout. I think it's in your journals, but just to read it to you. So it says literally at the top, in case, and it has this name that's kind of scratched out, kind of weird. It's hard to read, but it says above that, like with a caret mark, like a correction. It says, in case the demon is too difficult to control. It says counter ritual. And it says pinch of arsenic, a rat's tail, cremated human remains, and it has a symbol with dimensions that must be drawn on the ground. Looks like this.
So is Anders trying to do this since he's got the rat poison and he's got the rat poison and there's a missing rat tail from that dead rat?
Is it Anders or is it those who came before you and failed?
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Well, Anders is the one that had the big thing of rat poison.
No, that was not Anders.
No,
that was the dude from the room next door that was beating up his wife.
And Anders had a frozen eye.
Yes,
he did have the frozen eye,
which means that he's doing the summon for the demon. If we can figure out the counter ritual, because
doing the anti-demon.
Let's be realistic here. Yeah, we don't know. It just sounds bad.
Somebody's trying to do the counter ritual because the rat's tail was missing.
These are way easier to find than the other stuff. We should do this one.
We left half of the shit in the other room.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of shit. I got a lighter. We can figure this out.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me just go get all the counter original shit together.
Dylan's probably still got some ash in his pocket from when he broke the other guy's arm.
Do you still have the hand?
Nice.
That's true. Just like dust off my shirt a little.
There you go. All right, cremated remains done. What's next?
And Dylan walks in the room and sneezes and completes the ritual. I'm like, there you go. Fuck. All right.
Sneeze over the rat trap. Achoo.
All right. We have reached 11:30. We're at a pinnacle moment where I think you guys are at least on some kind of track. Whether it's the right one or not, I fail to say.
It's okay. I fail to understand.
The last thing I will leave you with, and we'll have one more episode of this, and it's definitely one more episode unless you guys go real slow. Was it you that tried this before and failed?